touchy themes, but we get into it. Overall, though, this campaign will never include tax evasion. In case
Does
you're
someone
wondering.
else want to check the Twitch? Oh, the sound just now started on Twitch.
No, yeah, I broke something.
Okay. It's
We're
good now.
we're back. I'm so
have
sorry,
sound
Thomas.
again.
Can you give your content warning again?
I know, but there was no sound, so what was the point of it?
Alright, Thomas, go ahead, start over.
Start over.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That was me. That was all me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Monster Mash. My name is Thomas, and I am the Dungeon Master for this heavily homebrewed version of the published Curse of Strahd adventure. This is a horror-themed campaign, so we do cover some touchy themes, and I'll give a content warning real quick. Throughout the campaign, we do cover themes of death, psychological trauma, abuse, assault, child endangerment, and others. But this campaign will never include tax evasion. We at the Monster Cast do not condone tax evasion.
Speaking
I
of,
always
it's
think I have
getting,
more to say, but
it's getting
don't.
close to Tats Day
What?
if you're in the U.S. So
It is getting close to tax day. We're about a month away, so make sure and do your taxes.
Who hasn't done their taxes yet? I did
friendly
mine.
reminder.
I've already got my return back.
Yeah, I haven't done
I've
mine
had
check
my
yet.
to see if I
return
get
for
my
like
return
3
back.
weeks.
This
You
is
got
so much
returns?
work.
Yeah, dude.
I think I owe like $500. Oh wait, we're playing Dungeons and
Anyway,
Dragons.
Not like 500.
sucks to be you. You should try being more poor like me.
Come on, dude.
Anyway,
We're playing a fantasy game. Let's stop talking about the real world.
Yeah,
anyway,
they have
that's
taxes
that's a
in-
good point.
they have taxes in Barovia.
After this intro, everyone has to stay in character or they go to jail. So it is time for the players to introduce themselves. Rance is always first.
Hello. I'm a man constantly plagued by phlegm. Rance, I play your greasy bleeder goblin 6. And that's all I have to say about that.
Is 6 greasy? I thought he was just dirt. Is it both? He's both dirty and greasy?
Friendly, dirty bleeder goblin.
Yeah,
We're
I was gonna
getting
say
really
if I
close.
touch Six's like arm, is he like moist from grease or is he dry from dirt?
Yeah, it's
More-
kind of like.
Kind of in between, like more
Oh.
damp.
So it's like
his
his-
skin is not wet to the touch, but it's kind of that like wet.
Like clammy.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Okay.
real life Rance.
Okay. Oh,
We're getting a
Does-
little
you know
racist.
that, you know, like when you're super dirty and like sweaty and you get like dirt in your neck, you get granny pearls. Does like he have those?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
No, I
are
don't know what you're
granny
talking
pearls?
about.
I've never
Yeah.
heard the term, but I know what you're referring to.
So
Savannah, go. Savannah, how was your food this evening?
Delicious. I'm Savannah. I play the Changeling Paladin Arcs. You will occasionally see me as Ermin or, maybe Todd. Depends on how the day is. That's really all I got.
Hi, I'm Kobe, Tumis, Thomas, that guy. I play Dane, the Tiefling Warlock. Sometimes I'll occasionally I'll be Dane, I'll be Todd. I could also be Arx or Ermin. I'm just here to have a good time and get my dreams all sorted out. Because I'm currently not having a good time.
My name is Jacob. I play the lovely alchemist Cinna. She is a human artificer. And she's just a secret agent for a secret organization that is very secretive, that is doing her own
Secret
thing. A little bit
Agent
secretly.
all know about.
woman.
Anyways, yeah, we're just here to kid some ass and chew some bubblegum, and they don't have sugar in this land, so we're not eating any of that bubblegum.
I don't have ass.
All out of gum.
All out of ass.
Here to kick gum and chew ass. And I'm all out of gum.
Hey everybody. Just the last person. Your name's Jared. I played this 6'5", smoking hot ginger bard named Katharine Pepperidge, the wonderful cookie maiden she is. She's exploring sexuality right now and just try to hit on a man with a hat. But that's life. All right, let's do it.
You know, there's probably a word for someone who's like fetish is hat wear.
I'm gonna Google it now that we're doing that.
We'll touch back with you later.
Okay.
Yeah, every week we have a different player
Metrosexual.
do a session recap from the point of view of their character. This week, Jake's character Cinna has our recap.
From the field report of Cinna. So, I found some more time to write. We're in a city called Velaki, the city where Sylvina might be. Tomorrow, we'll go visit the healer and try to learn more about her whereabouts. Right now, we've stopped for a few at the Blue Water Inn. The party is currently having a weird conversation about sex toys. I don't really understand this group, but I am starting to trust these guys more and more. I need to be a bit more vigilant. I've already slipped up a few times and gave away more than I meant to. The proprietor just mentioned that the inn here is 2 gold a day, which means we'll be fairly comfortable for the next few weeks, but I am a little worried about finding some sort of income to sustain us. I know we'll want to make a few trips to a few different locations, but we'll have, and we're probably going to need to make purchases soon that we're back in civilization. I'm actually really happy to sleep in a bed again tonight. We'll have some relative safety tonight, so I think I'll pull out some equipment and experiment a little bit more. I haven't been able to test any new alchemical concoctions for a while, since I didn't bring much of my lab, so I'll just have to make do with what I have. Since we've been moving nonstop, I'll bring you up to speed. First, I met a diviner a few days ago. Seems like still a little bit of a raw spot for me. I was pretty rude to her, and I should probably apologize next time I meet her. That being said, I will not let anyone tell me my destiny is set in stone. I'm going to be the only one in charge of my future. Anyways, after that, we traveled for a while longer, following Syl's trail some more. Something pushed me to take a quick detour, and we actually ended up saving some kids from being eaten, so I guess that's nice. We brought them with us to the city of Velaki, and after learning the rules and exploring the city a bit, we eventually made the decision to drop them off at an orphanage. I hope they're able to see their family soon, but there's not really much more we can do for them now. We promised to visit again soon, but we already kind of have a lot on our plate, and there's only so many hours in a day. After the orphanage, Sitch wanted to check out a church here in town. When we got there, he said it felt off, and after talking to the priest, we quickly learned something was indeed off. The abridged version is that one of the caretakers at the orphanage, that Sitwan Milivach or whatever, took some holy dude's bones. We promised we'd get down to the bottom of that. Then after, we had a few hours to kill, so we made our way here to the inn. Just a quick status update on everyone. Sitch is kind of like the ringleader. He can get the others to snap to attention when things are going to shit. I kind of worry about his own mental health, though. He's extremely intelligent, especially for a goblin, and his eyes are, like, piercing red, but I can tell they're pretty kind. Arch seemed a bit off when we met, though I see now that was because when we first met they were Ermin. They're actually a changeling, and I've never met one before, so it's pretty fascinating. They seem to swap personas like clothes. Ermin is the face. When they're Ermin, he's charismatic, friendly, but underneath seems a bit selfish. From my observations, when they are arcs, it's almost like they're struggling with the duality of having a paladin-like sense of duty, wanting to protect everyone, and their own self-preservation. I really wonder what their upbringing was like that caused such a disparity. All I know about arcs now is that they're quick to run when the going gets tough. Dane was quiet today, almost like he was disconnected from the rest of us. I guess the nightmares really are as bad as they sound. I should try and help him. Maybe either like a medically induced coma or maybe magically induced slumber will keep him from dreaming. I'll talk to him about it and maybe talk to Sitch and see what we can do. To that end, I kind of worry if we cut off the head by destroying the bakery. Are the townsfolk of Barovia going to experience these night terrors as well? We probably should send a note to Ismark. Then there's Cat. Cat is Cat. I'm not really sure what I expected. She seems a bit more mellow. She actually carried one of the younger kids the whole way to Velaki. We walked for a full day, and she kept hold of him the whole time. When did she get so altruistic? Maybe losing Al had some type of effect on her. I shouldn't pry. She's got a lot going on. Being the love interest of an evil vampire lord is probably a bit weird. Okay, last thing. We've been making and breaking a lot of promises lately. and I'm kind of wondering if we're taking on more than we can chew. First, to the Turndoru back in Barovia, we promised we'd help him in the pain we were going to. We should have put him out of his misery. Then we immediately broke that promise by leaving town, without going back to help him. The next promise was to find Gertruda, but there's no way a young girl would survive in the wilds of Barovia. We've been here 5 days. We've been attacked by zombies, fucking wolves, witches. I know we were trying to cheer up Mary, but we really should be more careful about what we tell people. So far, we've promised to buy someone a doll, get those kids home safe, find some bones, and check out why a winery isn't delivering. Okay, admittedly, that last one was my fault. I think I just kind of missed vineyards. Okay, out of time to right now. The sixth bell just rang, so we're getting ready to move to pick up our money. Sitz just recommended we visit the church again tonight. So sounds like we're about to break some more promises. Until next time.
All right, so I'm going to bring you back over to the Vallaki map. You guys have just left the Minter with the money that you dropped off earlier. The light of the day is fading at this point. It is now deepening into dusk. The Minter has just closed. They actually stayed open longer than they were supposed to, and you saw basically all the shops had closed or were closing. The people that you saw in the streets are now kind of heading in a few different directions. Some are just heading to their homes. Others are heading generally west towards the church for the dusk service that Father Lucian had mentioned. And then some are heading northwards. It looks like a few are heading towards the inn for the night. Something I do want to point out that I completely forgot because I left it out on my personal map. But I'm just quickly retconning real quick, is that on this street corner right here where I have marked 11, you would have noticed another shop called the Beast Rose, which is a tailor shop. It looks like a tailor shop. I have nothing special to say about it. We can just simply say that you saw it and decided that if you needed to, you could check it out later. But that exists, and you know that it's there now. Otherwise, you are standing out on the street, and you have your life ahead of you.
So, Six, you said something about the church again?
Yeah. I think I'd like to attend the night service. If anybody would like to join me, they're welcome. But I think I will find my way there before heading back to the inn.
Hey, Six.
Yeah.
I know I told you to hold on to my money and everything from the Minter, but can I have like a couple gold pieces just so I can just some waving around money?
The bag of holding goes, here you go.
And I just like stuff my hand in there and I grab just two, and I put them in my pockets. That's it. I'm down to go to the church though. I think that'd be a great idea.
Anybody else?
I'll join you.
We kind of promised the orphanage lady we'd come back to make a donation and probably have dinner with the kids.
Oh, is it around dinner time right now?
Oh, it would be.
Or is it like past?
It's right around that time.
Get off the computer.
Okay.
Off the computer. Off the.
Then Six will just be like, oh, yeah. The father said he has a day service too, so I'm going to make my way towards that. But yes, let's orphanage, find me, yeah.
And it kind of works out because, the headmistress might be distracted enough that, you and Senna could sneak off to go look at the sick guy.
Millie Bosch.
Yeah, him.
Cat is
Sorry.
good.
I was kind of disconnected most of today. I apologize, guys.
Oh, well, it's good to see you're talking again.
Thank you. Just really tired, but I'm scared to go to sleep.
Cat says that's cool, man. And then Cat just fucking bolts. She is already on the way to the orphanage.
Just gonna see our surrogate son.
I'm
So
just
excited.
changing a couple things on the map real quick.
You're good, homie.
What do the people around us kind of look like? What are they up to?
For the most part, they're kind of just they look like they have things to do. This is the kind of time of day where people don't kind of like dawdle one way or the other. You kind of get the vibe that as the light in the day fades and night is coming on, they have places to be. You know, whether that's at home, at an inn, or at the church, they don't seem to like to hang out in the street as much as they were during the daytime.
Is it? Do
And
we
while
kinda get that?
we're,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, while we're like walking around the corner and go up to the orphanage, can I just like look around and see if there are any people like Reek, people who don't have a soul?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Holy shit!
What the fuck?
Yeah.
In case anyone missed last week, the very first roll of last session was an insight
The very
check from
first-
Rance, which was also a crit.
The very first two rolls I rolled last time were both crits, and then this one is too.
Yeah, so you're giving a close eye of everyone going by and assessing their faces. You have definitely a good read for people simply because that's what you did for however many years as a con man trying to make your way in the normal world with Arcs and eventually with Dane. So you know how to read people, and you especially know, like, kind of from hanging around Reek quite a bit, what the sort of like tell is. And there is an amount of people that you see. It's not like a huge percentage, but it's got to be like 1 out of every 3 people just kind of have the absolute like blankest expressions on their faces, just completely devoid of any sort of like appearance of like personality or intention or excitement for anything, you know. Other people are like talking to each other, having a conversation. These are people living their lives, and these other smaller percentage that you can definitely tell that there are an amount of people that just sort of like appear like they are not living their lives but
just
existing their
going.
lives.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Dane's gonna like say something to Noom real quick. He goes, "Hey Noom, I've been thinking about our financial situation.
All right.
Cat's kind of like a sugar baby for Strahd, right?
Go on.
I mean, I bet she could like convince me, like, hey, like, we need some money if we're gonna make our way to you."
You know, normally I would shit myself at the thought of taking money from a noble.
Also, shut the fuck
But-
up. Don't say the S word.
Oh fuck.
But I think we need to know more about Tersky before we do anything about that.
Just an idea. Dane spits, but that devil of a man is a bastard, and he keeps walking.
Cat has already been ran away, by the way. You guys can speak like normal human beings. Cat is like miles ahead of you by now.
I imagine we all kind of just slowly started to follow her.
Yeah,
She's like-
that's what I'm picturing is that she's with it. She's like very much ahead of you guys, but like at least within vision of you.
I'm like looking back. I'm like checking. Like, okay, they're good. They're good. No one's gotten me yet.
What's our game plan for tomorrow?
I'm,
Jinx.
I'm gonna wake up early and go to the church. Like, you guys want to join me at church tomorrow?
Really
It's a real good time. Maybe you'll get saved.
When you're done,
Oh.
maybe we visit the apothecary.
Yeah, I kind of want. I feel like
I'll drop you back. But Arcs, try to punch Dane in the navel again.
Only if I'm
If you
only
start
if I'm
screaming.
only if I'm screaming, please. You don't gotta like do it
Have
just
you-
to wake me up in the morning.
Have you tried like gagging yourself?
Have I tried like?
We
what do you
did like
Oh,
tie your mouth.
Well,
shut
I did talk to the inn lady about a ball gag, but her husband interrupted us. Maybe I could talk. No, everything's closed now.
just take like a piece of scrap leather or scrap fabric and just
Look at
put it
me.
in your mouth.
I don't have a fucking shirt, Cinna. Where am I getting scrap leather from?
Is that a vest you're wearing?
So,
Here, I have a dagger.
Sitch
Yes.
pulls out his old trench coat and throws it at you.
It hits me just fucking just all this dust. I'm like, thanks, Noom. Just fucking kind
Just
of
rank.
smells it. What's it smell like?
You see the lines
It,
coming
it,
from
it
it.
smells like chicken juice. You know, like whenever you spend a week in the house and you're cooking, it doesn't matter if you had chicken or not, but at the bottom of the trash can, there's always chicken juice.
Yeah, I got you.
That's what it smells like.
Okay.
What?
And you wanted to put this over his mouth? Okay.
So-
Chicken juice in the trash. I'm stuck on that. Like, what?
We
It's
all
that-
are.
It's that juice that just builds up throughout the week as you throw stuff away.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have that problem.
So rank, we did it. I think.
It's just bad.
But yeah, Senna, I think perhaps the apothecary should be a list.
What about sundries?
I'd like to go there.
Does
That-
anybody need to visit
I need to go to the toy store.
a general store?
I need to go to a toy store. I did
You
promise
need
a man a toy in exchange for some sugar.
Gotta go see a man
And
about
I
a toy.
point at Cat in the head, and I Cat's ahead of us, but I still flick the finger guns at her.
And she does like this. She like no. She's like,
Yeah. She like turned around at like the right time to see it. She doesn't.
no. She
Yeah.
didn't turn around. She just goes like this behind you. She just knows. Feels it.
So apothecary, general store, Blinsky's. Is there anywhere else that we needed to go?
Well, tomorrow will be 3 days till the ceremony or whatever, right? The celebration they do. I would like to know a little bit more about that before the time comes. Maybe we ask around about that as well. See what our duties for that are going to be.
I can ask the father about that in the morning.
Yeah, I think that would be valuable information.
Before we go in the orphanage, Arts, you have. I know that you have abilities to heal minor diseases.
Yes,
All right.
I am capable of that.
We may use that as leverage to go see Millie Bosch.
I think that's a good decision. And then while we're in there, we question him about the bones.
Mm-hmm.
Arch, do you have lesser restoration?
No.
You have the.
Lay on hands
Yeah.
can cure diseases and poisons if you expend 5 of the HP from the pool.
Oh, okay, very cool. I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna prepare lesser restoration tomorrow for Dane. So I will see.
Oh,
if
and
that,
see if that helps with his.
his nightmare.
Yeah,
his
I
night
didn't think my
terrors.
stuff would help, so I didn't.
I just had a bit of an idea. Thomas, can
Yeah.
can I cast counterspell on myself?
I don't think it's a spell. You can cast counterspell on yourself. Are you gonna counter your counterspell?
A counter. Maybe it's something magic. Maybe he ate something like the pie was magical. He just thought it was like.
I'm not gonna tell you no. You can try it. You can try it if you like.
You can
Yeah,
do whatever you want.
cast. What this is? So, yeah, Dave just grabs his. He rubs his tummy as he's casting counterspell.
Oh, it's somatic. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You feel the sort of like magical aura coming from your hand. After a moment, it fades, but you don't feel any different.
Damn.
What was that, Dane?
Nothing. My tummy was kind of hurting, so I just rubbed it. He's embarrassed about what he did, so he doesn't want to admit it. We just wasted a spell slot. All right, are we close to this orphanage yet, or what?
Yeah,
I
you're
feel
right. You're in front of the orphanage at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and move you over to the map.
I feel like I haven't
Talking
seen the
about it.
inside.
Cat is so excited. Cat is just like, all right, let's go see my boy. I'm so excited. I'm put him back in Bjorn.
We-
Already
we-
have it out. It's
We were
back,
just
ready
here.
to go.
Cat, you can't put him back in the Bjorn.
Like, what do you? Why? Why not? Why can't I?
No, he's staying at the orphanage. We're not taking him.
Where
The
where do you want
orphanage will get him back to his family.
our tokens at the
very
at the
bottom.
door? Okay.
Yep, at the door.
Did you are these little markers on these 3 children our children?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure you knew which kids were your kids.
I think we know.
So-
which
Oh, now I
kids
see
are
that
our
the
kids.
yellow kind of blends in with the floors.
Yeah, it does.
As
They
the
make them
door
a different color.
as we open the door to walk in, Dane's gonna turn into Todd because that's who I believe I looked like whenever we came in.
Mm-hmm.
One's
It
Reek.
was.
So I'm just gonna.
Which one's Reek?
You don't know. You're not inside.
Okay.
Who wants to knock?
I do. Cat is
Yeah,
like,
cat's already on the door.
I was like banging it down.
Just press cat's knocking.
Okay, yeah. The
Wait,
door
did we
opens
talk
and you
about-
see.
I
You
while,
see-
while she's knocking, I say, "Did we talk about how much we're donating?"
So Kat opens the door, or not Kat. She wishes. Headmistress Belasco opens the door. She looks very confused at first, both because of the time of day and also because of the pace and the pace and intensity of the knocking. But whenever she sees that it's you all, she relaxes and she says, "Oh, you're back. How can I help you again?
My
Did you
baby
remember
boy.
something? Forget
My
something?"
baby boy. Where's my baby boy? Where's my baby boy?
He
Uh,
is inside just as
Cat-
you left him.
Goodbye.
Cat, we're here for a reason.
Cat runs inside.
We said we were gonna come back and make a donation, and also I believe we're invited for dinner.
Oh, yes, of course. I did not honestly expect you to come back so soon, but you're very welcome. We should have enough food. It may not be gourmet, but you are all more than welcome. Please come inside.
We've been eating rations for the last few days, so
Dane points at Noom and goes, "Look at this guy. Does it look like he gets gourmet food?" He closes his eyes and listens.
Actually, the goblin digestive tract can digest almost anything. Very close to raccoons in relation.
Noom,
I tried
really
to
Does
pwn
that
Noom.
interesting.
Noom pwned
include-
me.
You know,
Oh,
He
I
very
got a
absently
pun.
nods at you.
I got a pun for you. And then I'm like, he likes my gourmet toe cheese. Bam. Bam, 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 bam.
That is
I don't
gross.
get it.
Don't-
Kat, what
don't worry
did we
about it.
say about saying gross stuff around people?
Did we ever see?
We've never set any
That
boundaries. with
we're
that.
now
We've
making
never
that a
set any
rule.
boundaries.
We are
Okay.
now setting boundaries.
That's fair. I can understand that and abide by that rule. No more gross stuff in front of other people, just you all.
Yes.
Okay,
Goodbye.
what are you already like mingling with all the kids? Cat?
It's
Oh, yeah,
empty.
I'm like-
Yeah, so
fucking-
you go back in and basically like every kid that you had seen is now here in this area. Looking around, trying to eye where people are. So the 3 girls who were like over by the dollhouse, they're still there. I guess it's just like what they do with their time. And you see Reek is sitting there with them. They seem to be having just like a lot of fun with him. He's just very much just like sitting there and like very expressionless, and they keep like handing stuff to him to hold, and then like when they need it they'll take it back, and he just like lets them. He's kind of like more like a chair than a child at this right now in this sort of context. You see Lucian is up here by one of the tables, and he seems to be like pretty actively like talking with these 2 other kids that are around him. And then Myrtle is kind of like off on her own. You see there's kind of like a random box. She's not even like on a chair. There's just like a random box in the side of the like a wooden crate next to the couch that she's just sort of like sitting on. It looks like they're like waiting for food to be ready. But the door opens and they hear you come in, and she looks over and sees you, Six, and she actually like gets up and like runs over and she says, "You came back."
Yeah, I told you we would.
Okay. And she looks kind of happy.
Hell yeah.
What were you doing? Go ahead and show, and I like follow her back.
Okay, yeah, so she kind of like leads you over to her box, and she's like, I I'm getting a little slow at settling in. Lucian seemed to be making friends very quickly, and the other girls really like Reek for some reason. I don't know. Um, but I don't know if I really fit in here as much. But we're not staying long though.
Yeah, yeah. You'll get sent home soon, and maybe then. Did you have any friends at home?
I had a couple of the other girls in the nearby farms. Um, the the children here are not like back home. They complain about things that I don't think really matter.
Yeah, that happens quite a bit. I perfectly understand that. People in higher up situations than probably what you grew up in have different things to complain about.
I like that you get it. They don't they don't get it. Where is that dog coming from? There must be
Sit
a
down,
dog
boy.
passing by the window outside.
Yeah, there's people walking by and they constantly bark at them. Watching our friends' dogs. Yeah,
Oh.
well, I completely lost my train of thought because of barking.
Headmistress Belasco comes back in and she says, "Children, these nice people who brought in our little friends are making a very kind donation, and so they have been invited to have dinner with us." And you see the one boy in the corner here. You don't think you remember seeing him the last time you were here. And he just kind of like blankly looks up and goes, "Is there still going to be enough food for us?" And she says, "Yes, Felix, do not worry about it. There is enough food to go around." And he just kind of sullenly is like, "Okay."
What was
Um,
this? Fuck.
He looks a dickhead.
Dane's gonna. Fuck. What was her? Fuck, dude. What was her name again? Mistress.
Headmistress Belasco.
Dane's gonna walk up to Mistress Belasco and give her a bag of 100 gold, and go, "I got a real soft spot in my heart for kids without families, and if anything bad happens to these kids, I'll come back for them."
This is very kind of you. I will go take care of this. I was on my way to the kitchen to check on dinner. Do you mind stepping in there and just seeing if they need help getting the food out for everyone else? And I'll go put this away. Thank you so much.
No problem. Dan, this is
That-
the kitchen right here.
Did
Yeah,
I
it's
hear
the
that
kid right
by
there.
chance?
And as she's going away, can I like grab her arm or kind of like follow her into her area?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fuck, dude.
Cat? I'm gonna say Cat overheard Dane, and she's like, "Oh, baking time!" and like run, but she runs in there, but she's like, "You come with me, boy," and puts Reek on her chest and just goes,
Stole them from the girls.
"Yeah, he's my boy."
Yeah, he was holding like a bunch of like the doll's clothes or whatever, and when you pick him up, he just limply drops them, and the girls are like, "Hey!"
Hey, what? He's my baby boy, and I'm taking him now.
He was holding that for us.
Here, and I pull over like a desk. I'm like, "Here, use this desk."
You pull up this like ottoman that's right here.
I like drag it like super slow all the way across, like shimmy it.
They accept it, but they look annoyed. Yeah. So Noom, you follow Mrs. Blas or Headmistress Blasco into the entryway. Yes. What is it?
I have a few questions I need to ask you away from the kids.
Sure. Let us get into the office here. She leads you inside.
All right, take a seat right there, and so first we need to talk to Milivoj. Is he conscious at the moment?
I'm not sure. We usually, with the last couple of days, we have opened the door a little bit to leave food inside, but he doesn't really touch. He touches it less and less every day. I'm not sure. We can. I suppose we could go check. We just didn't want to, we just wanted to make sure that it was a disease that was not spread.
We have a couple. I'm trained in medicine. I'm in two of the friends that I'm with. um, they are also healers of sorts.
Your healers, I did not, I was not aware.
So, and we just have a few questions that we'd like to ask them. And two, it's been bothering me since we left, but there was something shiny on your desk when we came in to sign papers, and I can't get it out of my head. Can you tell me what it was?
Make a persuasion roll for me.
There's something shiny.
Okay. She says, oh, it's nothing important. It is something I took off of one of the kids. I wasn't sure where they had found it. And she opens her drawer, and she kind of like dangles this locket from her hand. It's like a, like, not silver, but like silvery kind of small chain, and there's a locket, and it looks like now that you actually have it, like, see it in front of you, it's a pretty plain silverish looking metal locket, and then on one face of it, it looks like an X is carved into it, and she says, I saw Cedric have it, and he has never had such a thing before. He has been known to steal, and I had assumed that he had found it. I wanted to make sure and see if I could find a good home for it.
I can maybe how about if I make a donation, I can find the owner of that for you, and he puts 40 gold on the desk.
Make a persuasion roll with advantage.
Oh, I just closed out my character sheet.
Not helpful.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
This is the trade-off.
Yeah. She looks at it, and she pushes the gold back, and she says, I'm sorry. I can handle this myself. I will ask around whenever. I'll visit the inn tomorrow and see if we can send a letter by Raven to Barovia, and at that time I'll ask around.
And he pushes the gold back. He's like, all right, well, worth a shot. Said 40, something like that. And this is my contribution on top of whatever Dane donated.
You're also generous.
Oh.
Seem like you need some help around here, and this is the best I can do. But was there anything else out of character? Was there anything else that we need to ask her? I don't think so.
It looks like you're in the office. So. I think Cinna's just kind of been hanging out on a wall, just like kind of surveying. She's like, this is kind of a
Arx
waste
is
of time,
once again
but-
observing the children because they were
And
suspicious.
That'll be it. That I'm in there and I walk out.
Okay. What are you guys doing in the kitchen?
Oh, Kat has Reek on her chest and is just like chopping things up. She like looked at the women and was like, I got this, and like pushed them aside and is just chopping up stuff, throwing in stew, just
They were probably-
throwing ham, mac and cheese.
They were
Yeah,
probably
it looks
almost
like what they
done.
were making was like kind of like a thinner soup for the most part.
Oh no, Kat brings out a little bit of sugar, sprinkles that on there. And
You don't
she-
have any sugar, right?
I do have sugar. Yeah.
You didn't get it from the
You
you told him to hang on. He offered for you to take 1 pound
Half
then
of
and
it.
1 pound after,
Yeah.
and
You
you
said
said
no.
keep it.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So Kat is just like no sugar
Also,
needed.
why would you put sugar in soup?
Because I wanted to freak these kids out. I want to freak their bean.
Make them cookies.
Prior to desserts being more commonly made with sugar, in medieval Europe, sugar was often used as a seasoning similar to salt or pepper.
Oh.
Boom.
Dude.
And so
But go on. That was out of character.
Kat is like
I don't
juggling
have a
everything
character.
and like using Reek's little hands to chop things up. She's like holding knives. In his
What
hand.
are you? You're holding the knife in his hand,
Yeah,
like
just like
Oh my
like a kid
God.
sitting on a parent's lap driving a car, and you just
Yeah.
like holding onto everything. You are
Yeah.
doing this in the kitchen. He is literally just like a puppet for you.
exactly. Yes, it's the perfect thing in the world. And so he's just going, and she's like, here you go. I hope this soup works well for you all. And she like tips her imaginary fedora, and she's like,
Okay. So yeah, it's ready at that point. So you bring it out and serve it up to all the little kidlets. They seem pretty happy. At this point, like Lucian has been the one that's like not really interacted with you all. He seems pretty content to. He seems like he's actually fitting in. Doesn't really do anything to interact with you guys or like engage with you all at this point. But you know, he accepts the soup. Everyone sort of does.
Sit down with
After
this,
after
at
after
this
a minute
table.
or two, Belasco comes in and comes in and takes some soup with everyone else.
Shit, can we teach him?
So, where's Noom? Oh, he's just over by.
I'm by the girl.
Okay, yeah, I'll ask you if you talked to the headmistress much, or what y'all talked about.
Yeah, I told her that we had healers in the group, and she told us we were more than welcome to go look at Millie Bosch, but just take precautionary measures. They don't know what kind
Yeah,
of disease
I've got a
he might
face
have,
mask.
magical or non-magical, and maybe contagious.
I've got
yeah.
a face mask. I'll put that on.
Thomas,
6 feet.
Thomas, was gambling illegal in this city?
You were
We
not
don't-
told that gambling
yeah.
was illegal.
All right, Dane's teaching these kids at this table he's eating with how to gamble.
They are really into it. They seem like they're looking for any sort of like spice in their life, and right now you're giving it to them. They're really interested in gambling.
I'm teaching them like the bad way to gamble, the cheating way to gamble.
Oh, you're teaching these orphans to gamble and cheat while they're doing it.
Yeah,
like, in your cards and like in your wrists. And
so, like,
You're
I'm like
teaching
showing
them
them.
to count cards.
Yeah, I'm showing them like all the good, like how not to get caught, like the good, like when to fold, when to hold them, when to show them.
No,
When to walk
show
around.
'em.
But he's doing it kind of quietly so that Noom doesn't notice, because Noom will probably be like, "What the fuck you doing, Dane?" So, like, he'll like take a bite of like soup and then like continue like, so like, this is what you do here. He's playing with them, showing them, and he's fucking winning. He's taking their bread scraps because that's what they use them to gamble with.
Just like the crust of the bread, just like the crust.
Okay, so yeah, we'll take a look at Millie Voch after we eat. Did anybody want?
Okay, yeah. So you guys eat. Is there anything like anyone wanted to do or talk about while dinner was going on?
Just wanted to teach the kids how to gamble.
That's
was-
that's enough for me.
Was Cedric the one that was up in the attic?
Felix was.
Felix
Yeah,
was.
Okay.
Is okay, so he's not down here, right? Just we heard.
Over here.
No,
Oh,
he's down
okay,
here. He
that is-
already asked about if there's gonna be enough
Okay,
dinner.
got it. Do we know who Cedric is then? Have we identified?
Is that the
yet?
one that had the kids holding the two toddlers last session?
Oh yeah, I had him in another room. Sorry. Hold on a
Okay.
second. I needed to move everyone from the rooms I had them in.
Oh.
So we
I
just
do
have
actually-
established that territory.
I
Okay.
do with Reek go bring this Felix boy some soup. I'm like, hey little boy, here's some soup for you.
Hey,
I
little
made it just
boy.
for you.
Why are you carrying him?
What do you mean?
He's 6 years old.
And what
because
is
she wants to.
He's not a baby.
that? Well, he seems to like it.
He doesn't seem to do anything.
Listen,
Damn, I like this kid.
This kid, I don't kill him.
this is my baby boy, and I have come to bring you a peace offering of soup. Here you go.
Thanks, I guess.
I kind of see that going on, and I walk down. I stand somewhere, not in the way.
Okay, there it is.
Senna does the thing where she's like arm against the wall. That's not comfortable. Crossing arm. Nope, not that one either.
Oh my
I
god.
don't really know how to hold my arms.
Six is behind him, just beaming at, watching this go down.
So your parents just died, huh?
Jesus Christ.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna second whatever she just said. That's so. Yeah, they. I don't know about just, but I guess.
Do you know what did it?
No.
Where were you when it
Something ripped them
happened?
apart, and they're dead now.
Were you
Love
just
this kid
hiding
so
under the
much.
bed? What were you doing?
I was in the house.
They
I
weren't
look at Senna,
in
I'm
the
like,
house?
hey, maybe don't do this. Senna, maybe we don't ask him how his parents died.
Do you want us?
Just like a side,
I mean, do you
sidebar
want us to?
conversation.
Do you want us to check out what
No,
happened?
I'm not upset about this. It's better than what the other kids are doing or talking about it when they're not in front of me. So, good for you.
I mean, do you want us to check out your house and see what happened?
No, that's not going to change them from being dead.
Well, sure, it's not. But you'll understand why they're dead.
What difference will that make?
It'll help you, grow as a person. You'll understand, why things happen. You'll be able to make critical choices. Lots of effects that you might not understand now.
I think I'm fine.
Okay. Thought I'd ask. What do you do up in the attic all the time? Just ignore kids down here and be emo?
Pretty much.
That's cool. That's cool. You got like a secret clubhouse up there?
If it was secret, then it'd be none of your business.
Oh my god, I love this kid so much.
Yeah, my opinion of him has changed.
I don't want to like him, but I do.
I look at Senna, I'm like, you got fucking owned, man.
Shut it. Okay, cool. Well, we'll be here for next hour or so. So if you feel like talking to someone from out of town, we'll be around.
Okay.
I reach down with Reek's hand in my hand, and I'm like,
One of
Oh
you
my
can,
God.
if you want to shake my hand, you can. I'm not gonna do whatever this weird thing is.
fair enough, and I shake his hand.
He shakes your hand.
How firm is it? How firm is the handshake?
How firm is that?
Well, he's a child. I'm gonna say not very. Like it seems like take the maximum firmness that a child's handshake could be, and then maybe deduct it by 50%, just because it doesn't seem like he doesn't have really a whole lot of heart in it. He's doing it because,
Formality.
because it's there.
That's fair. And I'm like, all right, have a good day. But in the place, I've snuck in one of those gold pieces I took out of my vest, and I snuck it into my hand, and I'm like,
Are you bribing the kid
yeah,
to make
a
you
little
Are you
like
bit.
bribing me?
No.
Why are
No.
you winking?
What do
Does that mean you are?
No. Just
You're just like the see. No, what's fine. And he just sort of pockets it.
okay. Listen. Why I was doing that is because this little boy here, while he's here and I'm not here, can you watch after him, make sure he's okay?
I guess.
Just like keep
I don't
an eye-
really want to.
I listen. I didn't just bribe you, but I kind of did. Can you please just look out for this
No,
kid?
you definitely did.
Okay. Kind of. Don't tell anybody. I don't know how bad this is. Just can you watch him, please? Whenever I'm gone.
Maybe.
Fair
He
enough.
just keeps eating his soup.
I walk over to Six. I'm like, the kid's a fucking asshole. He's an asshole.
So he's just like still looking at him. He's in the background, just like
like a ravenous dog, just like
he's just like beaming at him, and then walks up to the kid. He goes,
This kid.
"I like your style."
Do all of you have to talk to me?
And he Six hands him an acid vial.
Shit.
What's this?
Don't
That's-
give the emo
It
kid
burns through
acid.
most materials.
Okay. And he puts it in another pocket.
You want to see something cool?
Sure.
Six activates its Rite of Dawn.
Oh. You're not supposed
whenever
to
you
reveal
do-
the secrets.
Whenever you do that, he flinches hard.
And like immediately stops it. I'm gonna take that 4 points of damage. It's
You
like,
just
oh,
you just have blood coming from your red eyes.
just oh, was too much?
I don't let. It was very bright.
Oh yeah, it happens. But it looks at him and goes, holds out his hand. It deactivates right at dawn. Right, at his hand shaking, goes 6.
He very, very tentatively, like he looks like he tests like the touch of the handshake first, and then kind of like goes in for the rest of it and says, "Felix."
You're the attic dweller.
I guess.
Alright.
Are any of you actually going to eat your soup, or is it just me?
Oh, Arx is definitely eating his.
No,
There's
this is
soup
this
in
is
the
this is
background.
Felix talking
I know- oh.
talking to Six. I know I'm using my voice for this, but
Yeah, come on, use Felix's voice.
Yeah.
Um,
What's Felix's voice?
this is Felix's
Yeah,
voice.
Oh.
I just really, you're one of the good ones, and just like walks off and goes to get the soup.
As opposed to bad orphans.
The other ones are bad because they don't do cool shit like this one.
I'm sorry, did I just see you give him a vial of acid?
He looks responsible.
Noom, what the fuck? No. Go get that back.
Really quickly,
You can.
Can I roll to see if I saw him flinch when he did the right on? You know, Dane's over here playing poker, so
It's across the room, and you are in the middle of something. So I'm going to say yes, and it's going to be a DC 18 perception check.
ready.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but I need to get a 19. I have a -1. 15. Damn,
Ooh,
didn't see it.
close.
Nope.
You're too
Too-
perceptive to the cards.
Too ingrained in
man.
my poker.
Yeah,
I
what-
imagine
are you playing?
Oh, go ahead.
I'll
Are you
teach him
playing-
all forms of gambling. Poker.
All forms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
He's
this
like
is
asking me, he's like, y'all got cards, you got dice.
you ever heard of
It's like,
horse
what else can
races?
You got chicken bones?
Yeah,
Yeah, you got
cockfights.
cat people in here, what are you doing?
Come back.
I imagine eventually Dane like starts losing and gets super upset and is like,
He's like, fuck, these kids are getting good. He's like,
Yeah, the kids are starting to beat you at your game, Dane.
He's like, shit.
Well, I'm so sorry. So bad for you.
Yeah. He's like, is this like the younger kids group here? How old are these kids? Like,
It's a mix of a few teenage girls and like a younger boy and a younger girl.
all right, it's the younger boy and the younger girl who are whooping my ass. I bet.
Yeah, they are.
Are we? Who's going in to see Milivosh? I'd like to.
Yeah, we're gonna fast forward through dinner
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like
Arx
to.
will
before
go
anyone
in
else
and
wants
see
to talk to
Milvash.
Felix.
I'll talk to Felix real quick.
At this point, everybody else has, so I'm just not going to.
It's,
Yeah,
it's real
I heard you're
close.
edgy.
It's real
He,
close.
he goes in to take another one. He's just like, "Are you kidding? What do you want?"
Again.
Gets it real close, and he goes. I meant to click
Yeah,
that
it's
at the same
coming
time. I meant to click that at the same time, but I kept missing it as I was sucking in.
Just
Sure.
Smell him.
Yeah, you're sniffing some mad fiendish energy off this kid.
You should have given him a silver
Reaches his
piece,
hand,
cat.
goes.
I don't have any
Reaches out his
silver-
hand. Reaches out his hand and goes, "I'm Dan. I just had some delicious soup. How's yours? You want to learn how to play poker?"
No.
Damn, fuck you, kid. Walks away.
He goes back to eating his soup, which he's been trying to do, but like
It's probably
everyone
got
just keeps
cold by this
walking up
point.
to him.
He's got cold soup now. I walk past Noom and I'm like, I don't know what I do. I slip him the same sheet of paper that says Fiend on it.
I feel like you guys are gonna get like
Really?
a color color
This
encryption.
one?
Or he could just do something like,
You're gonna have like a call
And then
sign
that's
for
now
each of the
fiend.
things you smell. Like fiend is like a certain color you have, or
You know what? Buff actually, it's real funny. So me and Arx caught the same powers, able to change our look, and then me and Noom kind of have the same appearance. Like we're both green and we both have red eyes. So actually, Dane will point at his red eye and then point at the paper where it says fiend. That's his new thing.
Not fucking again.
Or-
I like this one.
what? Did he just hand you something?
Senna, goes to the corner of the room where Felix isn't at. He goes, Dane, I think you were right about not handing that kid a acid vial.
Oh, really? Handing a kid a vial of acid was a bad fucking idea? No way. No way, Sid.
I mean, a regular kid, I would have no problem giving an acid vial to. This one, Dane is getting some fiendish vibes off of him.
like those witches we ran across?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a witch?
It's more a general sense that he gets rather than specific, so he just knows what type. But I think let's just go and like talks a little louder. Let's just go see Millibaj first, and then in the morning go and then after we see Millibaj, drop some of that information maybe on Belasco.
I'm still not too sure about her. Anyway, yeah, Milivoch, let's do that.
Okay.
And then I guess
Yes,
we
let's go.
were in the far corner anyways, right? So is it just Noom, Arch, and I?
Dane doesn't
Yeah,
have any
I just
healing
saying out there.
abilities.
Hey puppy.
Has my token moved up to the door?
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
Puppy.
I'm gonna
I also
refresh.
imagine I've gone to check on Lucien really fast to make sure he's okay. Like I know that he seems to be assimilating pretty well, but just a quick little.
Yeah,
How do you
yeah.
know?
So I guess the three of us will check on Milivoch. Kat will talk to Lucian, and then.
Dane's got to come back from these losses that he's
Dane's in
racking
the
up with
whole
these
like
kids.
like
What do you
Dane,
I owe
In
you,
the
like,
whole 10
tell-
breadcrumbs.
Dane,
breadcrumbs?
Dane bet one of his rations and he fucking lost it.
Dane's just having a rough time.
It's like, shit.
Yeah, so Lucian's in the middle of like a sort of conversation. Looks like he was like telling like a story or a joke or something, and the other kids are like laughing. And you approaching him is like sort of like interrupting him, and he's like, "Oh, hi, Kat.
Hey, Lucy, how are you doing today? Just wanted to come.
I'm doing fine. I'm not in the woods anymore, so that's good.
Yeah. Are these your girlfriend?
Soup is fine.
Are these your girlfriends? Like one of those, like your mom does.
This one isn't. He's a boy.
You could be into that.
I mean,
We don't judge here.
I'm not gonna judge you. You be happy with who you are. But do you have any special little person?
I've been here for 3 hours.
Listen, I'm just coming to check on you. I'm giving you a hard time.
You
I'm
guys
sorry.
left and then were gone for a very short amount of time and then came right back.
You know what? You're right. Okay. Are you doing okay though? Are you doing all right?
Yes?
Okay. All right. Well, just wanted to check on you. Okay. And she goes in for a high five, just like. Usually you do it
High-five
too, like in
yourself.
the.
It
I
must
think-
not be something we have in Barovia.
Yeah, I just.
And the other kids laugh at this comment.
And I'm like, all right. And I walk away and I'm like, I go to Dane. I'm like, Dane, kids are fucking assholes here. Rick's the only good one. Everyone else fucking sucks.
The teenage girls that are like right there, like just look at you like, what?
Oh, I mean, not you. All seem great. You all seem amazing.
Not you.
One of them
Well-
looks at you with this really pouty face and goes, "Is it because we are orphans?"
No. No. I'm gonna go sit down now.
This
and I
is-
just take Reek and walk away.
This is all happening.
Dane,
while-
you see as soon as Kat leaves, the teenage girls kind of laugh at themselves for what they just did.
So uncomfortable. She didn't know what to say. She's like,
Yeah,
This is
Dane.
all-
After she leaves, you can tell that was very much like a joke to make her leave.
Fucking, I give them all high fives.
They absolutely go for a high five.
You're all super aware what a high five is.
They're fucking nice. I give each of them a piece of gold.
Their jaws just fucking hit the table so hard that Mistress
my
Velasco
God.
looks up because she hears it.
Mr. Moneybags over here giving out all of our money to people.
This is my money. I converted all my money. It's not my fault. Y'all didn't.
How much money did you have? You gave that person 100 gold.
Are y'all having this fight in character, like across
Yeah.
the room from each
No,
other?
for sure.
Yo, look, Cat, Miss Rich over here. You're just jealous that I'm the rich one here now, bitch.
I think
Please
you're
try
going
not to
Dane.
use the language around the children, please.
Apologize. Go, kids. Don't say those words around the headmistress, but it's kind of it's cool.
Unarmed strike. Unarmed strike. Unarmed strike. Just slap him across the back of the noggin.
Yeah,
Hold on.
you hit him.
And then I get in his face. I'm like, don't fucking punk you out, bitch. Punk you out. I love you, but fuck off.
Velasco is just staring daggers at you right now.
Dane goes back to just eating his soup.
I'm sorry. It's so sorry. And I walk over to her, and then I look at. Where's Velasco at? Where's she at? Over here.
Right here.
I go over to Noom, and
And the
I'm like,
lazy boy.
and I go over to Noom. I'm like, hey,
I think we're in the room while you are doing this.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so meanwhile, while this is
Yeah.
all going on,
Okay.
completely separately and at the same time, you guys go into Milovaj's room, and I'll go ahead and reveal that area for you.
Hold on, I put my face mask on.
my face.
Okay.
This is a
So
sneaky
you go in the
order.
room, and the room has a kind of weird sort of smell to it. In the bed, there is a young man. He looks to be around 19, who is just like passed the F out, just like in bed. I don't know why I censored myself right there. I swear a lot.
This is the internet.
He's like
Around the
passed out in
piece.
bed, and he's just kind of like very slowly like turning a little bit and like groaning a lot.
Can I do just like a general observation to see if this might be physical or magical?
You can do either a medicine or an arcana check.
All right, I'm gonna go
What
with
do you? Hold on.
medicine.
Hold on, Sitch. What are you gonna look for? I'll look for the other thing.
I'll
gonna
look for physical
physical?
symptoms.
Okay. Yeah, I can try and maybe suss out some arcane stuff going on.
You don't have to. You can if you want. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll. You said you were going to. You have no idea how well he just looked at everything. Roll me an
saw
Arcana
this
check, Senna.
before you talked.
Roll me an Arcana check, Senna.
Didn't mean to flex on you like
Oh,
this.
that's that's pretty good. An 18. That's a golf clap for you, buddy.
Oh my
Hey,
god!
if Rance gets another crit this game, I'm quitting.
No,
Quit the campaign. Senna dies on the
you
spot.
guys need to stop quitting over Rance critting. Crits don't equal quits. That's
I
that's
quit.
our motto.
Hey,
Oh
while we
my god!
maybe before we say that, Arch, while we kind of suss or figure out the situation with the body with the guy, maybe you want to check out the room, explore the room a little bit. Your mic's off.
Oh.
It was off because of the dog and your sister. Yeah, I'll look around the room, see if I just, see the bones right off the bat, see if I
They just
see
happen to be
anything
on his
suspicious before we
end
go to
table.
like heal him and question him and
Give
everything.
me a
Bottom drawer
perception
cabinet.
check.
You're on the
Yeah.
side table, just
Check under
chilling.
the bed. There's a lot of dirt.
Don't
on there.
touch the bones.
The bones, no.
Dim bones.
There's something really distracting on the desk.
Well, no, you're just looking around and you're not really seeing anything of note. You've noticed though that the room is really dirty. Just kind of like from the doorway to the bed, there's a lot of dirt. It's also like really there's a shovel laying next to the bed here, and it looks like a lot of it's kind of collected around there. Floor is just like super dirty. You were also told that he is a gravedigger for a living. So like probably
so the dirt
that
makes sense.
yeah. But for the most part, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. He's got shoes and clothes, and other things. You know, whatever things that a 19-year-old caretaker in an orphanage would have, he's got them.
Mhm.
As for Six and Stina, what you guys are picking up is that the whatever is afflicting him, just from like your what are you doing specifically to inspect him?
Six is gonna like go up bedside and inspect like around his orifices, around his mouth, his nose, ears, see if there's any like put the I was gonna say put his hand on his head, but he's wearing a leather glove. But just looks for like any redness or any physical sign of sickness, or if it's something more like and if there's not, he's just gonna assume it's more like Dane's situation.
Okay, yeah. So what you're figuring out, so around his nostrils, you see that there is a little bit of like something coming out of his nose, but it's like this weird, thick, like almost coagulated, sort of like black something coming out of his nose. From your medicine check, I will say that you immediately you think for just the slightest, like you have like a little bit of a flashback from the island and the black ooze from there. But
No.
but like after checking it out for a second, this is definitely like a different substance. Just from like the shade or texture or something gives it away that this is something different. However, it does seem to be specifically magical in nature. This doesn't seem like any sort of like physical anything like physical that you have encountered anywhere else. As for Cinna's Arcana check, I mentioned that there was like a kind of like a weird smell in the room whenever you guys came in, and that's kind of like what you're noticing is with that smell. That's the smell of like a magical sickness, like specifically something sort of like necromantic in nature.
Yes,
And then also from Sixes is that like is what you're kind of like able to tell from this is that he doesn't seem to have anything that's contagious specifically.
And yeah, Six he tell you guys at first, which like gets up in his face, like open mouth, just kind of...
Six, there's some magic here. There's something.
Yeah, there's the black ooze out of his nose. Would I know if the black ooze is like blood or not?
With the medicine check, it is not.
All right. Yeah. It's like this is not the stuff in his nose is not coagulated blood. Hey, Millie Vosh, are you awake?
I can punch him in the navel.
No.
Oh,
No, not yet.
we're not doing that.
Just one second. I'm getting, something necromantic from this, if that's a word. I didn't go to school for magic. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not one of those nerdy wizards.
Well, I can try and heal his disease.
I think.
Yeah, we'll start off with that.
Yeah, I used 5 HP from my lay on hands pool.
I
Okay.
imagine
So
you
you
look like
reach out your
Target a
hands.
disease.
you look like Mr. Miyagi doing this. You snap your hands.
Okay, so
Yeah, that.
so Arx reaches forward with the with their lay on hands, and the sort of like white sort of abjuration, like a healing energy that comes from lay on hands starts to glow out of their I'm saying hands too many times, And as you do so, it looks like it's like starting to settle in, but then something else looks like it's pushing it back. Like there is like a very faint sort of like haze of black aura that pushes back against the radiant energy. And it doesn't seem to affect him. And as you do so, he kind of like lurches a little bit and spits up just like a little bit more black, and kind of just goes back into his unconscious stupor.
Guys, that didn't work.
I guess.
Did you look around the room, Arx? Did you see anything?
Yeah, I looked around the room. There's a shovel over there, and I point to the very obvious shovel. I go, and there's the room's very dirty.
I mean, should we look in? Did you look in any containers? Did you look under the bed?
No, I found the shovel.
I see.
And they're one of those people that just look around from where they're at.
I see. Okay.
Try again with the lay on hands, Arx, and Sinai will take a look around the room.
Yeah, I tried the lay on hands again.
Same exact thing happens.
Figured.
The other two, give me perception checks.
Yes, sir. 1 perception check. Coming right up.
Well, both of those are better than
19, almost another.
19, I know. Okay.
You're pushing it, buddy. You are pushing it.
See, okay, so like, so Sin is definitely doing the thing where like she's starting to like open drawers, which Arx didn't do. Arx just kind of gave a cursory glance over everything. Six does have his boots of spider climbing, and so like while she like opens the cupboards and stuff like that, he's literally just like crawling his way like up on top of the dresser and like getting on top of it, and then going on down the other side, and then crawling under the bed, and then like up like a wall or something. Through everything that you look though, there's definitely no bones. What you're seeing, and overall just nothing out of the ordinary in here.
Six, was that really necessary to crawl around like that?
No bones.
You know it always is.
So, I mean, maybe he buried the bones.
Well,
no, he's the Undertaker, right? So he's in charge of digging graves.
Kids.
No.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
you're
that
talking
too,
at
but-
the
We're not
we
gonna
could
get-
try a more topical approach.
I punch him in the
you
navel
want
to
me
wake
to-
him up.
Do you want me to try and read his
No,
mind?
hold on. That, Mike, I was just going to yell in his face, but that seems miles better.
Yeah,
Well-
do that. Read his mind.
I start to cast the spell, and then it doesn't work because I ran out of spell slots. And I forgot that I'm out of spell slots. So I'm like prepping all my components for it, and then I realize, oh wait, I can't do this. I used it on the stupid kid who gave us all his thoughts. Freaking yes, Jeff.
Six stands on top of the bed and looks down at him and goes, "Where are the bones? Where are the bones? We want to help."
Arx is gonna like poke Six's side and goes, well, I could charm him and see if even in his sick stupor he can tell us where they are.
You hear from outside the door, just like muffled there is the voice of Headmistress Velasco. Is everything okay in there? Are you looking at his bones?
Everything's.
I heard yelling.
It's all fine. It's part of the medical process.
Okay, be safe.
Gosh, I really wish this alchemist class could do more cool things with potions, but kind of lacking.
Would I know if you said this? The black ooze coming out of his nose is necrotic or necromancy influenced.
It's sort of like a magical illness discharge sort of thing.
Right. Would
Should we take a sample of it? I have an empty vial here. Sitch, would you like it?
That might be good.
Yes.
Yes. Um,
Okay, I hand it to you.
would I know if this might be fiend or undead related? I'm asking because of Hunter's
Felix.
Bane. Okay. So we'll go. Oh, there it goes. Where I get,
Oh, I could have figured out that answer for you.
Right. An advantage on intelligence ability checks to recall information about Fey fiends or undead.
I will say since Six is specifically trying to think if this has anything to do with that check in general is going to have advantage.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
So it would be a well, it's an intelligence ability checks to recall information about them. You're trying to see if like a Fey fiend or undead would be able to do something like this to them.
mhm.
You've already crit on your medicine check. So I'm just going to sort of like keep that.
All right.
So you're sort of like thinking back on, you hate to do this because it's the most painful memories, but here's the thing is that when you were working in that lab, you learned a lot.
Mhm.
And you take a second and think back on what he would have taught you. And you do remember reading something or remember something that he had you read.
Mhm.
That is the symptoms that you're seeing sort of align with a there's something that let me look about what I know. There are some demons that can sort of like exude or sort of project their necrotic energy from their life force in order to infect someone else and basically steal their life energy and become stronger for it. And this is what it kind of looks like here, especially with the symptoms that you were told about, like, a prolonged cough and getting slowly weaker and weaker each day. And now seeing the necrotic energy, you get the feeling that you recognize the symptoms as like a demon or some similar type of fiend stealing the energy or stealing the life force from another individual.
Okay. So, Six goes, oh, this is familiar.
You have an
There's
idea?
this is fiendish in nature. This is what happens whenever a fiend steals the life energy
Didn't you say there was
from.
Didn't you say something about a fiend outside?
Yes,
I didn't
but,
really catch all of what you were saying. Something about
yeah. Felix is has fiendish energy about him. Arcs, by the way, Felix Kid, who attic dweller, fiend probably.
Oh, that's nice information to know. Maybe that's why he hangs out in the attic.
Also,
maybe we should
just
check out.
by the by, I gave him an acid vial, but let's just glance over that.
Wait, you gave a fiend an acid vial.
I
Also,
didn't know
he's
he
like
was a
9.
fiend. I thought he was a kid.
You still gave a kid an acid vial. Do you think that's the smartest choice when it's a kid who acts kind of emo and hides up in the attic?
I mean, is it not?
No.
He seemed
No.
he seemed capable enough to
No.
use it. So I thought he could use it.
No, let's have we
You
don't
know-
give acid vials to kids from now on.
First of all, acid vials are like 50 gold, so I mean that's probably more money.
Yes, I made this from ferns. So,
Okay. I mean, what?
yeah. So yeah, this a fiend is sucking the energy out of him. I'm maybe curse related since they're not directly on him, or maybe they're possessed. I can't say.
Do we think Felix is the cause? Should we go check out the attic? Your might's
Might
off.
be a good idea. Oh,
Six got along with him. So could Six continue to talk to him while some of us snuck up there, or even Six go, we get along. Let me show you some magic and have him take Six upstairs.
Or maybe we just go upstairs without telling anyone where we're going or why. That's
Yeah,
not like-
I mean, I can always sneak up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can just go outside and climb up the side of the building.
I mean, I can just turn invisible and walk up there.
I think I saw some bathrooms in the backyard.
Side Cinna.
What?
So let's have somebody distract the kid. I think Kat hates him. Dane hates him. Cinna, you wanna?
How do you feel about him?
I don't really care about him, so you just want me to hang
You
out
could
with him
give him
for a
another
bit?
acid vial.
I got an idea, and then I walked out of the room.
Headmistress Belasco stands up at seeing you walk out. Looks like she was kind of like watching it, and she says, "Is everything okay? You were all in there for a long time."
Yeah, we figured out he's not contagious, but he is gonna feel unwell for, maybe a week
while.
or so. Yeah. We're gonna figure out why. We don't have the cause yet, but we do know he is not contagious. So feel free to take care of him as you can.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, are you typing something?
That was also supposed to be. Yeah. I got a secret message, so I was responding to it.
The answer is you don't know.
She says, well, I suppose. I guess thank you for looking at him. If that is all, then I suppose there is nothing more we can do.
Yeah.
Arch is just slowly weaving through the kids.
Just make sure he's comfortable, and he'll get better pretty soon.
Oh fuck! I was gonna talk to you, Noom.
Oh yeah, right there.
Go to
Dane's
Arch.
gonna ask.
Go to Arch.
Dane
No,
asks what y'all are up to right now.
I stop Arch. Just stop. It's like these fucking kids are assholes. But I whisper it this time.
Cat, you can't say that about kids. And also, keep them all down here for a bit, please.
Oh, I got it. Don't you worry.
Okay,
I went to school for this kind of shit. Watch out.
perfect. You do that.
She kicks
We'll
the
do
door
other
in,
stuff.
kicks the door in, and has her loot out. But I'll let you all talk first before I do anything else.
Six goes, maybe head in there, double check. Pretty sure the guy is getting fed off of by a fiend.
Ready?
Yeah,
I'll go in there and check.
just go in, and then come back out. Tell me.
Alrighty.
Well, you could counterspell, could you?
I could also dispel magic.
Oh yeah, you got all the moves, dude.
I when I said counterspell earlier, in my head I was thinking dispel magic, but so yeah, I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna go up to him. It already kind of smells dirty in here, but Dane's about to take another big whiff.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
Sitz was just in there too.
It smells like Six's coat in here.
The chicken juice from the garbage bag.
Yeah, so you're doing your Eldritch Beacon smelling sense, and you're getting whiffs of fiendish energy, but they're kind of faint. They seem like they're around Milivage, but not coming from Milivage.
Alrighty. Put my hand over him, and I flip his blanket off of him onto the floor to make him think he threw it off like in his sleep, and leave.
Dickhead.
What did you get?
I also pee his pants for him.
So pee on his pants, make him think he peed his pants.
So there was Fiend, but like, it's not him himself. It's like,
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
that-
yeah.
That's what I thought. Keep everyone down here. Me and Arch going upstairs.
Alright, I go, hey, wait.
They're going inside. I'm going out.
When you get up there, I hand him my ring. I go, just drop this on the floor.
All right.
Thank you. If once you drop it on the floor in about a minute, I'm assuming it's taking about a minute to get there. Drop it on the floor as soon as you within a minute and a half. If nothing happens, just pick it back up, put it back in your pocket. That's fine.
All right.
That's fine.
Cool. Walk over to the kids. Go, hey kids, you want to see some magic?
And then at the same time, Kat says, "Who's ready to party?" And then just like goes to the center with Reek still on her, and gets right next to Mrs. whatever her name is.
She when you yell, she looks at you and she says, "No yelling."
Okay, I'm sorry. Who's ready to party? And she just fucking goes ham egg, and she's like, oh, you all are orphans. It's so sad. All your parents died. I'm sorry."
Dane's playing his drum along with your beat.
And then I'm like, I know all of your parents died in some real shitty ways, but hey.
Dane's not really digging the song, but he's helping as much as he can.
All right, so we're gonna see. We're gonna leave this. We're gonna leave this right here, and so 6 is spider climbing up the wall. Arcs, are you also walking upstairs?
Yeah, walking
Okay.
upstairs.
Okay, I am going to reveal some stuff. So you're back. You're back upstairs. I'll just go ahead and open up the second floor again. So you can move yourself to the stairs, Arcs, and then 6, you are on that side of the thing there.
Right. Can you ping it again?
Was that? No, sorry. I was double checking of where you were on the building.
Oh, probably right around here.
Okay, so I opened up part of the third floor. So I go up to the top of the map.
All right. Yeah, I'll go to.
So you're gonna be
window.
like, basically you're on the chimney and now you can get to that window. Arcs, you remember that whenever you came up there was a hatch in the ceiling right about here.
And open the hatch.
Okay, hatch opens and there's a ladder that takes you up to the attic right here.
Yep. There. Found it.
Okay, and then as you're looking there, you look through the window here, and you just see 6's goblin face with his red eyes just smiling at you, just like a tap 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 tap. Yeah.
I just mutter, this would look a lot creepier if I didn't know he was gonna be there. And I walk over to the window and I open it.
Okay, yeah, it's unlocked, so you open it.
Just bloop.
Goes right in.
Just fits in.
All right, you guys are in the attic now. Welcome. It's mostly open. Let me see if there's a flavor text for this. Yeah, so the attic is rather barren of furnishings and otherwise choked with dust and cobwebs. There are a few random piles of clutter, but nothing much of significance. At the end of the far room is the attic's only window, and next to it is a single chair.
Okay. Does it look like he sleeps up here? Or just like goes up during the day to visit?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
There's nothing that suggests that he sleeps here.
Okay.
And you got
Yeah.
no indication from Belasco that he like sleeps separately from the other children, or if he does, she doesn't know about it.
Yeah. 6 is he's gonna go like right here and then drop Dane's ring.
Okay, you help me out so much. So real quick, you're gonna tell me because they're kind of different, but
What
It's
happens when he drops the ring? Do you like?
it's
know
been about
when-
a minute and a half. Dane's been kind of like keeping track in his head, and so I'm gonna do my trickster step. And it's within 60 feet, Thomas. So you can tell me whether or not I can do it.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, top, bottom, if it's only 3 floors, that's like 30 feet max.
Yeah,
right?
so that's definitely within 60 feet.
Okay, so I kind of want to flavor it. So like as we're playing, like I guess like Dane quits playing and comes over here. He's like, "You want to see a magic trick?" And then he just poof, and there's a ring on the ground.
Yeah, you sure you disappear and you swap places. You're not there to see how the children react.
No.
So you don't know.
Senna and Kat are.
But Sin and Cat are. I was about to say that.
The magic
Sorry.
trick again? He turned himself into a ring again. All right. Well, I gotta pick
And the
that up.
kids are definitely like very interested. Like he taught them gambling. He taught them how to cheat at gambling. He turned himself into a ring. This dude is fucking sick.
Can you pick that up and
my
hand that to me?
song. My song. My song. I think Kat is like a
She's
little
hurt.
bit like saddened and she like puts the loot back on her back and she's like, okay.
Can you
Alright.
can you
That's
pick
fair.
that ring up and hand that to me? I hate when he does this.
Okay. So what are we looking for here?
Probably just do a sniff test around that general area, and 6 is gonna like focus around here, see if anything seems out of place.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Or investigation, whichever one's better.
It's 21.
Can you
Okay,
roll
so
lower
what
than
you
a 20?
notice is
Oh, yeah,
that
you did the insight.
nothing really seems out of place here. There's nothing opened. There's nothing in these boxes that seems out of the ordinary.
Mhm.
The more you think about it, or the more you look into like the setting here, you can't imagine. You know that you've been told that the child like hangs out here in the attic like during the daytime, but you can't imagine like what he does here except for sit on that chair and stare out the window.
Okay.
He's gonna put his nose right in the middle of the seat and take a big old whiff.
Oh my god, you're smelling kid butt?
Oh my god.
Nothing. You're not smelling. You don't get any. Wherever you've walked, you're not picking up any sort of energy.
It's peculiar. This chair should smell a little bit like sweat, but it's not. Arx, you picking up anything?
Got to look around. So we've looked at one pile of random stuff and we've looked at the chair.
What the fuck is this?
I would say that 6 has done a pretty thorough investigation of the attic. And
There's got to be a
Dane
reason
has
he's
done
up
his
here
thing.
though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else I have because my thing essentially just does the same thing as Eldritch Beacon.
Yeah. 6 is gonna like stand up in the chair or sit down in the chair right there and look out and see if there's anything in the landscape.
You're like kid size, so that's a good test.
Yeah.
That's what Dane was about to do. I'm happy you did it.
Is there anything of note really that he's looking out into?
From here, not really. You can see houses and you can see the street. There's nothing really specifically out of place that you can notice, and it is kind of dark outside though, so not exactly the most opportune time to be looking through. But at this time, you don't really see anything that really draws your eye, at least.
Is this a chimney right here?
That's a chimney, yes.
Is it like in the attic or is it like
Exterior.
On the house? Exterior. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I don't think.
And we checked the ceiling, right? And then Ark starts looking up at the ceiling.
You do not see anything on the ceiling.
Yeah. So Felix is a fiend. I'm assuming.
We gotta think like a fiend.
Not just like a cool kid.
He just smells farts out of chairs.
Yeah, I think there's something on him that he might be using, but I think our best bet maybe is to wait in the morning and then bring somebody here that can cure Milivage, which maybe
Who can kill him? I mean,
the
not kill
father
him.
with his healing, with his
Yeah,
holiness.
maybe.
But yeah, I'm not finding anything up here. Dane, did you get anything?
Oh no, dude, this place is clean as a whistle up here.
Arx wants to take a second and just go, shush, let's see if we can hear anything. And then just stands around and listens.
Cat music is still playing, just like.
It's kind of
Orphans.
Yeah, you do hear through two floors. Just the once you're listening, especially because you're kind of like the window is open there. I guess you're near the chimney or something. Whatever. Through whatever mechanisms that sound travels, you just hear the faint noises of cats singing to these orphans about the fact that they're orphans.
Okay.
so good.
So it's not that he's. Well, the only thing I can think of is if we can hear Cat, maybe he just listens to everybody in the house. Like he eavesdrops on them.
Maybe.
But that's all I can get from the room.
Would it be a good idea if it didn't work out last time, but I have a hypothesis that it could work a second time. If I just say, "Hey, I know you're a fiend."
Do it.
You know what?
If we want, what's the likelihood you think that if you say that or something, he comes back up to the attic?
I don't know if he'll do that with a bunch of kids around, but he might become like those bitches at the windmill.
Yeah, dude, just
And
keep shouting it in fiendish at him.
If that that's right, Dane.
Because if we think he might come back up here, if you like tell him you know what he is, I can just hide up here and be invisible and watch what he does.
All right.
I too.
I think let's just go ahead and head back down.
Okay.
And then in passing, I'm just gonna in fiend just say like, what's going on?
Then if he goes anywhere, I can just turn invisible and follow him, and we can see what he does.
What's popping?
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go out the window. I'm gonna cast fly on myself.
There's your two spells.
Because it's unnecessary.
No, dude, I've got to impress these kids even more. Dan's really on fire today. We're about to go to bed, and I'll be getting them back. So Dan's gonna like fly out the window.
Okay, first of all, out of game. Don't operate with that or that level of like spell slots. Like, if you think you need to cast spells, sure, but don't be like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to sleep, because you know what the DM can do? Make it so we can't sleep. So
We're in a fucking safe ass town.
Especially if you're Dane and have nightmares.
Look, it's completely fine because all the spells I do have aren't ones I use in combat or anything like that, so it's fine. It's my magic. It's my character.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Stay out of
I'm
this. I'm assuming this is a window right here, so Dan's gonna fly on, like, and look down from the window and knock on it to get the girl's attention.
Yeah, so you knock on it, and the girls kind of like look up and jump a little bit. Ms. Belasco is like, or Mrs. Belasco is like really like on her last with Kat and her song, and she sees Dane like as Todd just like knocking on the window or whatever, and with that she stands up and she is like, okay, I think we have had enough fun for tonight. We have to get the children to bed, and it was very nice. We thank you so much for your donation, but we are getting very tired here, so we will perhaps see you another day. Kind of like waits a second to see if you guys start leaving.
Who wants another song? Who wants another song?
No.
I think.
And Kat, she kind of like tries to like push your loot away to like try and like get you to put it away. Like nope, it is. She goes and like picks up Reek and like takes him from you.
No. Let me say goodbye to him first.
Okay, say goodbye to him.
Okay, I hold him and I'm like, I'm really proud of you, and I already love you so much. Okay, I'm gonna keep you safe. All right, you're good here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. And I put him down. Bye, buddy.
And yeah, that's all of his reaction.
The cat's so happy.
Six is gonna like rush past Myrtle and get to Myrtle and go to hug her and in her ear whisper, "Stay away from Felix," and then go down and then like wait for him to like. I guess at this point everybody's like going back up the stairs.
Yeah, Headmistress Velasco right now is kind of like holding the door open for you at this point.
Yeah.
She's over by the door, like kind of like holding it for you to leave.
And you're right there, like cat, come on.
And Cat's a little bit upset, but he's leaving.
Arx is standing close to the entrance, waiting for the rest of the party to head towards the door.
Arx is invisible right now, correct?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
And I want to wait till Felix comes out, and as I'm like, let him go, and then
the other kids weren't getting up. She's just asked you guys to leave.
Oh shit. Okay. So I'm gonna.
It looks like everyone else is kind of like trying to clean up their bowls and stuff.
All right, I'm gonna go next to Center right here. Go to Felix and just wave, and in Infernal, I'm gonna say, "See you soon."
Make an insight check.
If it's a crit, okay.
Shit.
The crit, I'm leaving the game right now.
He doesn't react to you.
Okay.
Like as you approach, he's like finishing the last of his soup, and he kind of like looks at you as you're leaving, but doesn't react or anything.
Okay. All right. Let's go. And starts to walk out.
And I get outside and I'm like, Noom, did you hear my song? I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't want more of it.
It was really good. I loved it.
And then she looks at Noom, picks him up, and is like, I know you're lying to me, but I love you anyways. And I put him back down.
It was really good, though.
Oh, okay. Thank you. It's all right. All right.
Okay.
Let's,
From an orphan standpoint, you don't like to be called an orphan. Take it from an orphan.
Good night, everyone. Be safe out there.
Maybe.
Good night.
Should I say like, just like lonely little children? Should I maybe use that instead of orphan?
Just call them children. They're just kids.
Got it. Really sad little kids. Okay, I got it. I'll do that.
Who doesn't have families? Got it.
Got it. No one will love you ever again. Sorry.
Really, just.
As we're going out, Six is gonna turn to Senna and go, "Did you see him react to when I spoke to him in Infernal?"
I thought you sneezed. I thought that was you
It sounds
sneezing.
very similar.
I'm so sorry. I was not paying attention. I could have swore you were
Shit.
sneezing. What did you say? Do you think he speaks?
I just said, "See you later," in Infernal, which sounds like.
So you see my
Is
misunderstanding?
it a sneeze?
Yeah, he's got bad allergies.
You got a real bad sneeze there.
Yeah, I'm spent for the night. Let's.
As we
Yeah,
walk back to
well-
the inn, we should figure out what our plans are, like concrete plans. So you're going to the morning service. You're not going to the night service?
Mm-hmm. I think it's past time. I think. Are people like heading back home?
It looks like there are still some people in the streets, but it looks like they're heading away from the church and sort of like towards their houses. It looks like the people that you see out here are people who are coming from church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll go in the morning and ask the father. Was his title father? Is that right?
Yes, his title was father.
All right. I'll ask the father more about the event in 4 days. What was the event called?
The Festival of the Blazing Sun.
The Festival of Blazing Sun. Okay.
So ironic, because there isn't any gosh darn sun.
Maybe there's sun on that one day.
Okay. Ask him about that, and ask him to go see Millie.
Okay, and then, so, I mean, while you do that, do you want us to wait for you? Do you want us to...
If you guys want to, go see the apothecary. I think that might be a good place to look for Selena.
Maybe I can get myself healed there too, or cured or something from there as well.
Yeah.
Just an afterthought though.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
you're
it's a good
still
idea. It's a
fucked
wonderful
up,
idea.
aren't you?
Let's do that.
But that's okay.
Didn't
It's
you,
fine, I've been
did you
broken
try
for
to
a little
dispel on your, like, on yourself? Well, did we figure out...
That's what the hand thing was. Didn't you realize that?
What
He
hand
wasn't
thing?
just touching himself.
I thought your tummy was
Do you think I
upset.
was just touching myself for the? Dan just kind of stares at him with like a blank expression at her. It's just like, I mean, isn't
Wait, is your
kind of like the tummy
upset?
area that's affecting my brain? It's kind of like my tummy that's been affecting my brain. You know, give me these spooky dreams.
These spooky dreams.
The spooky dreams are why you yelled, right?
I thought we talked about this morning when I woke
Can
up
we,
yelling.
Can we try not yelling tonight?
I'm trying to help Senna understand what's going on.
No, I know what's going on.
Oh, you
I'm
sure?
just asking
Yeah,
you.
Doesn't sound like it.
sounded-
Let me
it's-
explain Senna, look at me in the eyes. Let me explain what happens.
Yes,
So
what would
me
you
go
like?
sleep. Me go sleep.
Yes, you sleep.
While me sleeping, me have, night visions. They spooky. And then I
Sorry.
wake up scream.
You can see in the dark
Was
when
that,
you're
was
sleeping.
fuck. I mean,
You're not making any sense.
Dane kind of picks up his pace to get away from Senna. He's real on edge right now, especially with the fact that like we're about to like settle it, like go like in the night.
Yeah, and I guess is there anything else that we need to do in the morning? Go talk to the father. Go to the apothecary.
At some point, we need to go to the toy shop for
Go to
the.
Blinsky's.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's all we have to do, really, honestly. I don't really know what else. Ooh, can we go back to can we make sure we kind of sit in the tavern, like the bottom part, see if that wonderful elf comes back?
He did have really nice eyes. I have to go to bed. I am beat, but if you see him, let me know.
Okay,
Call me, let me know.
I will let you all know.
All right. So as you guys are walking down the street, having this conversation about what you're doing tomorrow, you guys are approaching the inn, and it is pretty awash with light. It's most people are pretty in for the night. There's like a little bit of glow coming from people's houses. The inn seems to be a place of a little bit of gathering at the night. Not only is it like light coming from the windows, the stained glass of the blue waterfall shining through with color onto the streets. But you hear a lot of like laughing and cheering, and there's like a general commotion of people coming from inside the inn, which I'll move you back over to shortly. Again, you are at the very top of the screen there. Oh, I didn't finish adding people.
That's my first time seeing it.
Oh yeah, this is what the inn looks like. Let me finish adding some people. Let's put an older man right there and
Whoa.
an older woman right
People
here.
just teleporting in.
Yeah,
Where
they
we
were
at?
there the whole time. You just didn't see them at first. So whenever you guys came in the first time, there wasn't anyone here, but it was sort of like late afternoon. Right now it's sort of like it's after mealtime at this point, but it looks like people gathered here for dinner. And immediately, like what the source of the commotion was when you get in, there's this pretty long table, and a bunch of villagers are gathered around it. And you can see that something was going on here whenever like this evening. And they're sort of like in the middle of the elf man that you saw earlier is at the head of the table. This is the man that Nina explained was Rictavio. Rictavio has his foot up on like one corner of the table. It looks like he's trying to be like respectful of the fact that he has his foot on the table, and Nina's definitely watching him. And he's juggling a bunch of apples. He's got like 7 apples in the air. He's like juggling a bunch, and everyone's sort of like pounding on the table, like cheering for him to keep going. And he's and he looks at everyone and goes, okay, now throw another one for me. And the older woman like goes to like reach for another apple. He says, no, I've changed my mind. A peanut, throw me a peanut. And then she's like really confused. And she picks up like a nut and like throws it at him, and he like makes a little adjustment, but he's now juggling 7 apples, but also a peanut. And it's just the weirdest thing because they're completely different sizes, completely different weights. But he is like juggling all these things. Everyone's like kind of looking at it. One of the sons is sort of like in a chair, like on the back of the chair, like very like eagerly like into this whole thing. There's a couple other people that you don't recognize that weren't here before. These are 2 sort of like young men, sort of like late teens, maybe early 20s. They're wearing pretty expensive clothing from what you can see, but they seem to have like a couple empty glasses of wine in front of them, and they're very like physically close, and in like some sort of like deep conversation between the 2 of them. We need to real quick take a break for our players real quick. We're going to take a bio break before we do anything else in the inn.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
It was so bad. I've had a pee since 6.
being attacked by a dog. It's fine.
Okay.
Hi.
So you guys walked into this inn. There's a whole lot of fun happening here. Looks like there was a really fun dinner over here, but still a lot of people staying up. And you guys are inside the inn now. Welcome. Nina seems a little distracted by the nonsense that's going on over here.
They don't even greet us.
Impressive,
What is
because
this establishment?
We've come to get our half off rooms.
We've come to
She
get our
looks up.
house.
She looks up and says, "Who are you?"
Where's your
Oh.
husband? He remembers us. Remember the track? Remember? And I like pretend like the
No.
like ball gag like in my mouth thing, you know?
Why aren't you green anymore?
Oh, I snap my fingers. Just in like,
You snap your
go.
fingers.
yeah, I'm like, and I'm green again.
Yeah, she looks very sort of like suspicious at you.
Kind of like puts his head down and walks.
I was beginning to think you were not coming back for your room.
Are they still open?
They are.
We would like 5 beds or 4 in a, I guess, cot if you have one.
We have the large room has 4 beds in it. I hope you can make do with that.
that will be
What I
plenty.
knew.
We'll make do.
And then I dropped 10 gold pieces on.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
Okay, she pulls in the coins and she puts down 2 keys. But as you reach for them, she slides them back just a little bit and she goes, "Before you do,
Yeah,
you have to apologize to my husband.
Why?
Because I brought up the winery.
You missed dinner. You asked what he was making for dinner, and he
Oh!
explained what it was, and then you didn't show up. He thinks that you were not interested, and he is very upset about
No,
it.
I'm still eating. Is there still dinner
I'm-
left? I just
Is it-
lost track of time.
I
Is
will
there still
select-
some left?
You're
I don't-
outside of the freaking inn. I don't know what you're
hadn't moved
doing.
myself back in. Sorry.
We can theater of the mind visualize them in. We don't have to. This is why I don't like maps as much.
I
We need to
have a
be
dog.
exactly where we are.
I have a dog.
We
So
were
I
having
couldn't do
dinner
it.
with orphans.
Bring it out. I don't care. I
Okay.
ate, but I'll eat more. That soup didn't fill me up.
I
So-
will gladly have some more dinner if there's some left for us.
Okay, yeah. So Nina goes over and she says, "Jacques, they have come back," and he comes back and says, "Oh, to have room, but none of my delicious dinner."
No. I
No,
want dinner.
We want dinner.
Bring it.
The stove is off. No.
It can be cold.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, I have some leftover. You are just come back so late. I'll be
No,
right
we
back.
lost track of time.
I
Yeah, so he
imagine-
runs back inside.
I'm sorry. I imagine he made us like our own pot and it has our name on it and everything, and he's like, "This is for them." I'm gonna say it's leftovers, but it's really not, especially for them.
Yeah, you go back inside. The camera pans away from you guys, so only the audience knows that this was a thing. But it goes into the kitchen, and there are several. He had told you that there was a that it was a wolf meat steaks that he was making tonight. And he has some plates left aside that says like on a little piece of paper, reserved for travelers. And he goes back and and he kind of just like looks at it and he's just like, "I have some left over." and he walks back out. How many? And he has like a bunch of plates. And he says, "I hope you have not eaten yet because I have lots of food for big appetites."
Yeah,
It's-
I had like a quarter bowl of soup at the orphanage. It was not very good, I'll be honest.
an
And then I kind of
attitude
side-eyed
change.
Cat.
I had an attitude sandwich from these fucking little kids. You know, little kids. Fuck those kids.
No, dude, those kids are great.
Many apologies. We were having dinner with some kids that we rescued and brought to the orphanage.
Oh, the orphans! That was very generous of you to go and spend time with them. That does not happen very often, let me tell you.
I walk over to as he comes over to get my plate. I like whisper in his ear, "Go, be careful. I taught those kids how to gamble." And they're
Why did you
good.
do that? Why
They're
did
good.
you do that?
They're good. They're really good. They're scary good. Just be careful.
You have unleashed a very bad curse upon this town.
It's bad. The younger ones are so good. Just be careful.
I will make sure my children do not play with them.
Your children will lose everything.
Yeah, do not play with the orphans.
No, I am
Yeah.
afraid that they will teach them. and says they will beat us.
Could you imagine betting their allowance against their parents? I walk over to this other son and go, "You want to learn how to play poker?"
He looks very enraptured in whatever's going on and sort of just like waves you off.
He's missing out.
As you say that, he has now 4 peanuts. Rictavio is juggling along with the 7 apples, and as he as he's sort of like getting, it looks like he's like getting to like a sort of high point here with the with the juggling. He tosses all of the apples and the peanuts up in the air, and he picks up his foot in like such a dexterous way from the table that his boot stays there. And then he steps forward and opens his mouth. The peanuts fall into his mouth and the apples fall into his boot. And it's just like the most, like, as you say like to this boy, like, his boy's missing out. This is what he's watching.
It's kind of gross. He just put all his apples in his boot. His feet's probably sweating.
And everyone like cheers when this happens.
Cat
It's
is
like super impressive.
Cat is so excited.
Does he have a hat?
Yeah, it's the hat guy.
You got the hat.
But does he currently have the hat on?
Yes, he does.
Okay, that's all I needed.
So horny right now. Cat is so.
He's just from the back of the bar. I'm really horny.
My God.
I'm so horny over here.
Yelling. He's like, I am so horny right now.
So this is the elf guy that was doing all the juggling, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have a token of him juggling too.
Yeah.
You gotta-
Thomas.
Because I kept thinking my mind kept going to the kid was the one that was juggling for a second. So he was just gonna be in the back and staring at him like he did Felix, and just watch, but that awkward, like, I know you're looking at me kind
Yeah.
of way.
And so he's like trying to pick everything up, and everyone's sort of like congratulating him or whatever. And he looks over and he sees you watching. And he says, come friend, there's room at the table for everyone to come and watch. Good Rictavio put on a good show.
Yeah. You're an elf.
And you are a goblin.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't think it'd be a relief to hear that. Ever.
I do not know why it is.
Are you an outsider, like stranger like us?
Of course I am. I am the great traveling Rictavio. I have seen all the far distant lands.
Oh, all right. I just didn't know I could feel such relief at seeing somebody who wasn't just another human. Kind of like glances over at Senna, like.
Oh, there are not
Hey.
just humans in this land either.
That was a
There
There
blow.
are
Sorry.
They're not.
there are other elves.
There's other elves?
Yes, there is a community of elves just outside of this town.
Hey, guys, I'm half elf.
This fucking over here.
All right. That's good.
Yeah, there's elves in, like, native to Barovia.
Of course, they were here first. In fact,
Sorry. All right.
or at least so they say.
Okay. That is some good information to know. Thank you, Rictavio.
Absolutely, the people have many stories to tell. If only you are there to listen.
Wait. What are
And he kind of
what,
like puts his ears there.
what are these people? What is their tribe place called?
They are called Dusk Elves.
Dusk elves. Okay. Well, Rictavio, it is nice to meet you. I am Noom.
Noom, it is nice to meet you too. You are also from the wide outside lands, I see.
Yes. Are you from Selena or Solent?
A traveler, I am from all over.
From everywhere. Okay.
You name a land, I have been there. I have seen it. Yes,
Have you-
indeed.
Have you read the world lore of Solon?
Sir, what do you know? So just quiz them. No.
Think about the geopolitical climate
Would you like
of Sylvan.
Would you like to hear about Great Rictavio's travels?
Cat is in his face right now and is like, yes, I would love to hear.
Jesus Christ!
She really likes men in hats. Go on.
She's staring at him like just like mad dogging him right now. Just
If
Would you
out
like
of-
to pull up a chair, my dear?
and she sits on his lap.
No, this one is taken, I'm afraid.
Nope, she sits on his lap.
Make a contested athletics check.
That was a good one. I like that, Thomas.
Oh no.
Hold on, let me. God, please be something good. Athletics. I'm not very good at that.
But you were. Holy
No!
fuck. You fucking
Very good at that. You're right.
bucked out of that chair.
I see Ranch moved on from his one drinks to his other drinks.
Yeah, I ran out of Truly's. Got my shiners.
That's truly American. I mean, truly Texan.
Truly Texan.
Hey,
Yeah, so he
is
very gingerly pushes you off and says, please, we have only just met. These townspeople know me better than this, and yet they do not sit on my lap.
Okay, fine. I'll stand. But like really,
As you stand, you see like the other girls that are here, including the pretty old one, are all like really giving you dirty looks.
be like, what you want, bitch?
They're just scowling at you.
I will say out of character, if the devil has a hat on, we might be screwed.
Oh, it's too big gay word for
Oh
you.
shit! Yeah.
Also, I just want to point out that after you guys had apologized and accepted dinner, that Nina had given you the keys, so you do have those now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So as Kat now keeps her distance a little bit, he sort of reclines in his chair. He has the apples and peanuts away and everything, and he picks up a glass of wine and gets in kind of like a very like storyteller kind of mood, and he says, let me tell you about my travels around the lands. My travels first began when I was performing in a village not too far from my own humble hometown. After my show, you see, a woman approached me and presented me with her young son, and she said that he was a perfect child in every way except for the fact that he had a golden screw stuck in his belly button. And she asked me if in all of my travels I had seen such a thing, and my reply was, of course, that I had not, as it truly was an incredible oddity. But I told her that I was to continue traveling, and that if I could take the boy with me, then we may meet someone who had encountered this magnificent thing. And so me and this boy, we set off, and first we went to the nearest city that in this land is called Asaria, where we met with midwives and physicians and magicians, but none of them could explain this boy's condition. We traveled to the coast, and we met with the sailing merchants of the Kavinan shores, but in all their travels, they had not heard of such a phenomenon. We crossed the Founder's Sea with them all the way to the grand city of Velgado, where great establishments of academia were dedicated to studying the very mysteries of our universe. But none of the bespectacled professors had ever studied such a marvelous occurrence. Many questions they had, but no answers, and so we continued on into the dangerous lands of Delmarva, where hidden kingdoms of the old elven rulers still stood. And by either cleverness, luck, or fate, this boy and I stumbled into these pure and secretive lands. We were waylaid by elven scouts and taken to the High King Vara, and there I showed him the golden screw stuck in this boy's belly button. And as he's telling this story, everyone sort of like leans and is like really enraptured by the story. And the king looked closely at the boy's stomach and suddenly ushered forth one of his attendants, brought them forward. And the attendant produced in his hands a golden box. And when it opened, it revealed a golden screwdriver. The High King
Hold
took
the
this
fucking
screwdriver. The High King took the screwdriver, and he stuck it in the boy's belly button, and he turned. And then the boy's ass fell off. And one of the Valachians lines for it is like, his what? And Rick Tavia just seems like this. His ass fell off. And everyone just sort of like erupts in like laughter and like cheering and be like, all of these lands just take me from place to place. Marvelous things happen. You see, from coast to coast, north to south, I have been everywhere until I come and I find this misty landscape I have never been to before and think my performance would glance upon the lives of all of these sad people. But now they are happier because I am here.
Are they?
I think
Sorry, that
Kat-
was a Savannah questioning.
I think Kat realizes how like just insane that was and just walks away. I think the hat doesn't even help her out anymore. This man is no longer attractive.
Wow.
That was a terrible story, and we all know that was a hullabaloo.
I hope that's in character, not out of character.
No, it is. It's in character. I think story out of character was very funny because I didn't expect his ass to fall off, but I think Kat's like, this is bullshit.
Do you have a better story to tell?
Yes, I do actually.
We are all here to hear stories. What have you got?
I will tell you of the story of a man who shall not be named.
Very mysterious. Go on.
Thank you. It was a very normal day. And suddenly became misty. Who arrives but thou who shall not be named? And I wink.
And everyone goes, "Woo!" Everyone immediately like a little bit frightened about this.
And I think Kat is a little bit like, she's like, and he gave me this. Or this. I don't know which hand it's on. He gave me this.
He gave me this.
You
It
choose.
wasn't on that hand.
It's one of these. He gave me this. Told me he loved me. And I watched as my friends were injured. And I could do nothing. And then he said, I will kill everyone for you. Then I woke up. It was all a dream. Nothing real. It was all fake. It's all fake. And then I looked at
fell off.
You see, as the story went on, everyone got like kind of more and more tense, and like everyone started to get a little bit afraid whenever like you started talking about like him loving you and killing everyone for you. But as you say this dream, everyone just drops like 30 pounds of relief, just like, oh, that was very scary.
I
It's
winked at
like-
Zoom.
Dane's in the back, like, holy fuck, I thought that was real. Whew.
And Rick Tavio just sort of, not bad.
Not
I have a story for you, Rick Tavio.
What a fun night we are having. Yes, tell us his story. I love it.
It's like gets up on the table, looks around and goes, I died before. Have any of you experienced death?
I go stand by Noon.
They all look at each other and they're shaking their heads at each other like, no.
Well, when I died, I didn't feel pain or sadness or anything else. I didn't feel anything, but don't get me wrong, the events that led up to my death were horrendous, probably the worst moments of my life, but death itself, pretty peaceful. Drifting down almost, felt like I was being carried on a current of an infinite river. And I was some piece of cloth slowly being pulled down as it reached the bottom. As my soul descended down at the bottom, I looked up and I saw all the other souls being carried away. I wasn't scared. Wasn't anything. I was just drifting. Then, all of a sudden, I felt a cold, leathery hand grab mine. I reach out to Kat. Now, though I was incapable of hearing, I heard him speak to me. Do you want to know what he said? Looks around.
One of the men leans forward and says, "What did he say?"
And go up to. All right, I pull Kat in a little bit closer, but it's still like projecting. He pulled me in close and embraced me, and goes to like wrap his arms around her. He bent down and whispered in my ear, "Till we meet again." Then I woke up and I was alive. Crawled out of my hole, naked as the day I was born. That's how I died.
That's
The
like,
other, the Valachians kind of just like start like talking to each other, just sort of like chatter of what they just heard and everything. And Rictavio is watching you all, and he says, "That one was not bad either. Who are you who tells such sad and frightening stories here?"
Numbero. It's nice to meet you.
Numbero. Terrific to meet you as well.
And gets up off the table. Goes to the side.
And so as everyone like walks away and he's like, "Oh, you guys liked that story. Let me tell you the story of the giant octopus I fought in the vast ocean." And he starts going off into like a whole other story, kind of like immediately like trying steals their attention away from you guys. But you see this boy walks over to you, one of Nina's sons, you remember, and he says, "Was that true? Is that you died?"
And looks over and goes, "Yeah, I did."
Was that because of Zinail?
Oh no, that was entirely different. I made that one up.
Because of Zinail?
So Zinail does not turn you green?
No, I just told you that so you give it back to me because stealing is rude.
What if I ask for it?
I think they are dangerous. I'm not entirely sure. I touched one and experienced a bit. Whenever you touched it earlier, did you get visions?
No?
I'll tell you what.
Ask your mom.
What was your name again?
Claude.
Claude. I'm going to the church service in the morning. I'm going to ask the father about these nails, and if he clears them, I'll give one to you. How does that sound?
Works for me. I hope he does.
All right. Sounds good.
Why is this kid so fat looking compared to his parents?
He's looking so seductively at me at all times. I can't get over it.
He is.
He's like,
This is strange commentary about this child.
he's like,
Kid. It was a
Like
kid.
the kid and the father. He definitely takes after the father.
look at that fucking.
Zoom
You
in
guys are
more.
reading into the art too much.
Yeah,
You told
you
us
told
not
us-
to.
You told us not to, but like,
That's how old of the show.
That's half the
Like
fun.
that kid's gonna be a bard when he grows up, and he's gonna fuck a dragon.
He's gonna fuck a number of dragons. I have no doubt about that.
Okay, Cinna, Dane, and Arcs, what have you guys been doing?
Just watching the chaos and stories.
I snapped a bit. I've heard that story before. I was thinking about going up to bed.
yeah, Dane's over here fighting sleep.
Okay.
I think I've heard all three of those stories before.
Wait, how did you hear the one from the elf?
Yeah, I'll tell you
With
later.
the screw?
Yeah. I already messaged Thomas.
Can you tell me
about it.
now?
No.
How'd you
So
hear me dying?
I think you've told that one before. Listen, Sitch, you talk a lot.
Not its entirety.
You talk a
Yeah,
lot.
I do.
It's not. I mean,
Yeah.
you've probably said something akin to that once or twice. I guess I never got the full picture before, but I think you have probably said something like that before. Anyways, I think
Well,
I'm gonna go up to bed. I got
Now you know.
a lot of prep to do. Is there anyone else down here we want to talk to?
Six just gonna go up to Rictavio, shake his hand, and go till we meet again, and then walk up, go to bed.
Dane,
Just sort of.
Dane walks past and gives him a nod and a quick snifferoo.
Your bed is not that way.
Oh, it's
Outside stairs.
outside stairs.
There's outside stairs.
I go to the outside stairs, which I saw going
Ah.
coming in.
Outside stairs. Got it. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you're not picking up anything off of him.
Dane's like, wait, guys, slow down.
Do you need help getting up the stairs, Dane?
No, I got this. He's not
You sure?
drunk. He's just really tired.
Yeah, and when I'm really tired, I don't walk places.
He falls down over here. He's
Here's the room that you guys bought or rented.
Oh,
Is it down?
mm-hmm.
Fuck, dude. You know what?
Arx takes the far bed.
Let me
Oh.
pull up the map.
Scroll down.
This is a weird room.
Just fucking. This was a tight fit right here.
Okay, use your imagination. Again, stop paying attention to the map.
But I like the map.
Theater of the mind, guys.
Dane
Okay,
Hammer-
so yeah, you go up to the upstairs hall. You can look over everyone else down here at this point. There's still conversation going on. However, it was before. You're not sure how late they're going to be out there. But you get into this room, and it's pretty sparse. There's 4 beds. It looks like there's a sort of like lockbox under each bed. That if you wanted to store things and lock it away, you could. There is like a table on the end with a candle. Same in this corner over here. It's a room with beds. It's spacious enough to walk between the beds and the wall, despite what you're physically looking at. Imagination dictates otherwise.
Cat says, "I love you all. Good night," and then lays on the floor and goes to bed on the ground.
Oh no.
Do you?
Dane was gonna hammer in 2 nails to hang up his hammock.
Cat
Do you have a
likes to-
hammer with you?
No, I was looking.
I
was-
do. I'll hand you my hammer.
No, Dane just pulls out his like sleeping bag. Because I've actually got one in my inventory, so he'll just sleep on a sleeping bag. But before he goes to bed, he does tear off a slip of Dane's other duster and ties it around his mouth.
I have carpenter's tools if you want them.
We can
It's
just
fine.
nail you down if you want to.
I don't think. No, he just puts the sleeping bag on the ground, ties
Do you
his
want me
mouth
to-
shut, and he
Do you want me to?
passes out.
Do you want me to
You
make
sleep
sure
now.
you? Do you want me to make sure you stay asleep?
It's good. It's not that I wake up. It's that I need to wake up because it happens in the dream.
I can't help you tonight, but
That is
tomorrow
possible.
I'll try lesser restoration.
That someone snorted. I was like, what was that?
So
Dane
No, he
doing
falls
his
asleep.
speaking again.
Does anyone do anything before? And does anyone do anything else before going to sleep?
No, Cat's already out.
Mm-mm.
Do-do-do.
Cat,
Cinna,
there's a
did you have
bed.
anything you wanted to do?
What?
Did you have anything you wanted to do, Cinna? I think you alluded to it earlier.
No, I did allude to it, but we'll just
I want to
Keep
make
it-
some stuff. Of
we'll
course
just
you
keep
need
it
to.
theater. It's mostly for if we are leveling up, then I might.
I did mention in the chat that after a long rest you would level up. So that will take place in the fact that that you guys feel stronger, like you could do more things in the morning.
It's crazy.
But before we get there,
No.
the camera's got to do something first. It's going to It's gonna slowly zoom over to Dane, his peaceful sleeping baby face, snorting a little bit. And just like always, we're gonna enter through Dane's ear. That's how we enter Dane's dreamscape.
Is this like
land.
the camera in like the Magic School Bus where it follows you through all the organs in the body till it gets to wherever?
It's not.
You're aiming
it's,
for?
it's the
Oh.
kind of camera that is referenced in some other form of media in which it goes in the ear
Maybe
and within the
Neutron.
first millimeter just disappears in the blackness.
Oh, that's not as fun.
So, Dane,
Yeah.
you paying attention?
Yeah.
Dane, you're standing in a familiar clearing. The sky is dark with clouds tinged in a lifeless gray, and rain pours down from above. You see the field in front of you rises up to a hill, and barely standing on top are the charred remains of a windmill.
Oh fuck.
The stone exterior kept most of it from crumbling, but the walls are stained black with soot, and the blades have fallen into an ashy pile off to the side. The front door no longer stands. The passageway it once guarded hangs open and beckons you inside.
I look around me. Is it the field all the way around, or is there like black around me?
It's, yeah, the field and the forest and the windmill and the door standing open, and you feel sort of like compelled to go inside.
Oh, if I feel compelled, then I follow it.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Yeah, so you walk inside the windmill, and you remembered the first time you entered into this bake shop. The smell of pies that had given you such sweet dreams luring you into a pit of nightmares. All the carts, tables, and chairs have diminished to ash and debris, but the brick oven remains fairly intact. Real quick, actually, Kobe, if you could close your eyes for me, I really want to put you in this space.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna try not to actually fall asleep.
Nah, just listen to my voice. I know my voice is very soothing, but don't fall asleep.
I got you.
Focus on my words, and respond every now and again. What's more surprising, though, than the brick oven being intact is that the stairs leading up to the second floor are also perfectly intact. Above you, you hear something. The faint sounds of children laughing.
Follow the voices.
So you start to climb the
Laughter,
stairs.
they're not voices.
Yeah. You hear the laughter, and you start to climb the stairs to the second floor, and you see more signs of wreckage. The central pillar that was connected to the blades of the mill are charred and broken. There is a gaping hole in the stone wall, allowing in the cold wind from the storm raging outside. In the distance, flashes of lightning. But once again, you notice something is miraculously intact. A small chest sitting against the wall. It seems the sound of children laughing is coming from inside.
If I'm gonna open up that chest, I'm looking for them kitties.
You kneel down and you open the chest. And just as you remember, you find a pile of small teeth. The teeth that you know now were from human children that were baked into pies. Pies that you ate. As you look at the teeth, they begin to move slightly. At first, it's just little shakes and vibrations, but then they begin to pop, pop, jumping up like corn kernels in a frying pan. They start jumping higher and higher until they're pop, pop, popping out of the chest and onto the sooty floor. At first a few, and then waves of small teeth pop out of the chest and start rattling on the floor. The sound of it now resembling the cadence of a snare drum. And they start moving together, popping their way across the room and down the stairs.
Oh fuck! I guess I'll follow them downstairs.
Okay, so you follow them down the stairs, And as you reach the first floor, you see all the teeth just tapping in place, just popping up a few feet in the air, just. And as they do so, you see the ash that piles in the room starts to swirl. As you watch, the ash begins to swirl around the jumping teeth, and it all swirls upwards and upwards, combining to form little ashy children.
Dude, these kids
And
are
as
some lotion.
As the tapping of the teeth stops, the children stare blankly at you. One opens their mouth to say something, but instead of a child's voice, you hear Six's.
We can't save them all.
Did you hear that over the mic?
Yeah?
Okay. One by one, the more children open their mouths, and you just hear the repeating chorus.
We can't save them all. We can't save them all. We can't save them all.
And while they continue to chant this, you see they're just standing there chanting this at you. Their mouths agape, and Six's voice just pounding into your brain. In the back of the group, you see a couple of the ashy children walk to the brick oven, and they reach their hands into the darkness and pull out pies. And they start handing the pies out to all the chanting children. And as they're chanting, they continue to say,
We can't save them all. We can't save them all.
And they start to eat the pies as they're continuing to chant. They eat more and more. And as they do so, the children start to grow and grow. They begin to expand. And the chanting has stopped now. They're just like shoving their faces with this pie, and their bodies begin to swell and swell until bang! Bang, 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 bang. They all just start exploding around you. The children violently bursting into teeth, shooting into you like shrapnel, and you feel your body covered in pain, and all goes to black. Did you gag yourself before you went to sleep?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I imagine to some extent the rest of you wake up to hear the sounds of Dane screaming through his gag. Can real quick, Kobe, can you gag yourself and scream through it just to give us a little audio?
Yeah, hold on, let me find something.
Just like
Thomas is gonna
I was gonna say, just use your
record it.
sleeve.
God, Thomas, that was so good.
That was fucking Thomas.
That
of
That was
So
intense,
good.
dude. It was so good too. Alrighty.
Teeth are not popcorn.
Yeah, okay. Here we go.
That was good.
You guys wake to that sound.
You
Oh my God.
you want to know what Arx is gonna do?
Naval punch.
What is
Naval
Arx
punch.
gonna do?
Jump off the bed, punch him in the navel.
Okay,
Right in the belly button.
you punch him in the navel, and he doesn't stop screaming.
Screw me in there.
6. It didn't work. Help!
Lesser restoration. Senna, get over here. Help.
It's okay, baby.
And Arx, use your healing hands. The little bit.
Yeah,
Caddis,
I'll,
I use five.
he's shaking violently right now, and you almost like can't get your hand steady on him. He's just like he's violently like convulsing around and screaming through his gag.
Cool. That's not helpful.
Cat is passed out. So
I'll
Cat
use one of my second level spell slots for lesser restoration.
Can I like hold him down? Can I use blood curse on him? Blood curse of the binding.
Do you want to do that before or after Senna tries lesser restoration?
Probably before, so she can get a good touch on him.
Okay. Yeah. So before Senna casts, what are you doing with your blood curse?
Yeah, he just needs to he would need to make a strength saving throw.
Asleep.
He's gonna instantly fail it.
All right, yeah. So just like almost invisible chains come up and like wrap around him, and like hold him in place.
Okay. Yeah, he's frozen there. He is still screaming, and you hear actually through the walls. You hear like a little bit of like a pounding, and you hear a voice say, "Please shut up. It is not time to wake up yet."
He just completely ignores it. Senna, come on. Lesser restoration. Come on, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so Senna,
Go ahead. And
Senna, you cast lesser restoration, and as you're watching him, it looks like he stops screaming, his jaw relaxes a little bit, and he stops struggling against the chains. But you can see that his eyes are still like held incredibly tight. Like everything else is relaxed, but it looks like his eyes are still held tight, and he's definitely still asleep.
Am I in a coma now?
But he stopped screaming.
He stopped screaming.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go back to
Okay.
sleep.
It is still the middle of the night. I will say that.
Six gonna like shake him, and does anything happen?
He doesn't wake up.
Oh, shit. Slap him across the face, backhand him.
Still asleep.
Cat finally wakes up. Cat is waking up now,
More gentle. I'm at 25 health right now.
and she gets up. Gets up, and she walks over to Six. What's going on? What happened?
He's not waking up. He's not waking up. He can't get up.
Oh, I got this. I put my hand on his chest.
Are you gonna try to?
I can prepare protection from poison too, but that'd be my second spell slot.
I can Eldritch Blast him. Oh, wait,
Just Eldritch Blast right at the center of my fucking chest.
just like I'll just do one. It'll listen, Six. If you trust me, I can Eldritch Blast him really fast and wake him up. It may be our best option.
I could also.
Ark's already punched him in the navel.
Well,
Yep.
that's not. But this is an Eldritch Blast. Okay. This is a whole blast.
I can detect thoughts and.
Oh, better. That's a great idea.
Please, something, anything.
Okay, this will be my second and my last second level spell slot. But I'll go ahead and detect thoughts again, and pry into Dane's mindset.
Dane, you're having this dream. What is on the what? If you could say one sentence to sum up your thoughts in your dream right now, what would they be?
Teeth.
Okay, yeah, you just get teeth.
I want to pry further, so they'll have to make a wisdom saving throw. And
They fail immediately.
okay, then I
How many
get
words do I have to tell you
insight.
now?
I get insight into the reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
So what you are getting, and I'll take over on this part. What you are getting is nightmare, fear, distress, emotion is all just completely negative right now. And something that looms large in the mind is you feel like attachment. It's basically attachment is the sort of like general something that looms over, and I guess it chooses something that it worries. Okay, so attachment to the pie, essentially.
Oh, just hold his nose closed. Then he can't breathe and I'll have to wake up.
But then what if he starts to, die because he's not breathing
Then we
and
can
it doesn't wake him up?
We can resuscitate him. We can.
It's the middle of the night. Maybe he's.
He
I
is
don't know,
still asleep.
He's sleeping. He's not screaming anymore. I hate to say it, but I do need to get back to sleep.
I can always hit him one time in the chest with the Eldritch Blast. If
No, it's. I'll stay up and watch him.
All right, Cat immediately falls back to sleep. She just like, bam, back to bed.
So he's just gonna sit on Ark's on the edge of Ark's bed and watch him through the rest of the night.
Arx, do you go back to sleep?
If Six is gonna sit there and watch him the rest of the night, I will be asleep. I will go back to sleep, but I will tell Six, wake me up as soon as anything changes. But one of us might as well rest.
And he just nods, still staring at Dane, nods his head.
Okay. The rest of you go back to sleep, and Six begins his nightly watch. There's a word for it. I can't remember what it was. Over Dane, who stays asleep but stays uncomfortable in their sleep despite not thrashing or screaming, and you're not really sure what time in the night it was whenever you woke up, so you're not exactly sure how long it was before before the sun comes up, but slowly, without even you realize, not coming out, but you start to see light coming from outside. You're definitely feeling tired though, like you were deprived of a long rest. But as light starts to filter from the outside, does anyone else want to wake up at daybreak?
Cat's up at daybreak. I think Cat also felt bad in terms of like going to sleep without, but she's kind of out of it. So
Okay, so Cat, you wake up early.
I'd like to wake up at daybreak.
You asked.
You to mean, just put it out there.
Arx and Cinna, when do you guys get up whenever the day comes up? Or do you sleep a little bit longer?
Listen, yeah, I'm upset about Dane, but like, Sitch said he's going to church this morning. I'll probably sleep in a little bit. I do need to prep stuff, and I need to figure out my leveling stuff if we're doing that. But
we're almost done with the session, so
okay, cool. I'll do that out of game then. Yeah, I'll probably sleep in a little bit.
Okay. Arx, what about you?
I'm gonna wake up.
Okay. So the rest of you wake up. So this is actually going to happen before Cinna gets up. It seems like she's sleeping in for reasons that she didn't in game explain to everyone else. But as day breaks and the light filters through the cloudy sky outside your inn, Dane's eyes finally flutter open, and Dane, you wake up after a long night of horrific nightmares with teeth and ashy children and explodings and Six's voice, but you finally wake up and it's daytime. It's over.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not still fucking chained down, am I?
No, you're not.
No, that lasts only a minute.
Okay, cool. Dane doesn't sit up right away. Actually, he just lays there and he's like staring at the ceiling, just not wanting to get up.
Dane, are you okay?
He pulls out the gag. He's like, you got any water?
It immediately gives him the water skin.
Fucking, we can get real actually. Thank you. No, I'm not okay. There were ashy children. There's a lot of teeth, and your voice over and over again. It just kept saying you can't save them all, as I was pelted with teeth. You know, saying it out loud is not as scary. It doesn't sound as scary, but trust me.
How are teeth scary?
If look here, listen. If you you had to be there.
You just had to be there.
And trust me, you don't want to be there.
Okay.
It's bad, guys. I'm scared to go to sleep.
Well, Dane just like goes in for like an embrace and just like, I did say that, but you know what?
I didn't what?
You did.
You saved them all.
You did save them all.
But like,
I saved one actually.
y'all didn't.
Cat, shush.
All right.
Y'all didn't see.
All of y'all shush.
Y'all. I throw a pillow at Senna, try to wake her up, ruin her sleep.
I roll out of the bed.
On the floor, super hard.
Like that's the thing though. Like we saved 3, Y'all didn't see all the teeth in that chest that I saw. How many didn't we save?
Well, we could do
we
math.
didn't even know about.
We can. Let's just.
know about
How
him, save
how
him.
large was the chest? That'll be a fun exercise. Children have
And it has
about,
no
on
wire
average, about
clockwork here.
30 teeth. 28 teeth. The chest was
How
probably a
big was
standard
the
size.
Does it look like the little ones under here? Or is it like like your full size, like genuine, like?
It wasn't like a full size chest. I want to say it was like 2.5 feet wide by like 1.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Can Senna like calculate the volume in her head and like do like D&D character thing where they're cool?
Give me a raw intelligence check.
Yeah, what kind of trick would that be?
I'm gonna call it raw intelligence because there's no specific skill
Yeah.
attributing
There's not a
to
math
that
skill?
in
What the hell?
Mathematics.
Not a
Where's
math
the
skill.
math skill? Ugh. I cast guidance on myself too. Just I'm waking up, so I get to add a D4.
Okay.
Get a coffee.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
me
why not? It's
drinking-
just a little bit. Your guidance is a little bit of coffee.
Okay, 15.
Goes up to a 15. Yeah, so it depends on how full the chest was for one thing. If it was completely full, could have been dozens of kids. If it wasn't that full, could have only been a few. It really just depends.
How full was it, Dane?
Was it to the brim? It was like all the way full, right, Thomas?
It wasn't like all the way full. We'll say it was like halfway full.
It was like half full.
It's probably. What number did you say? I already forgot. What, like 20, 30?
I said
kids?
I said it like empty to full
dozens.
ranges from a few to dozens.
Dozens. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it was probably, and then I spew out like a 30. That seems like a good number. It's probably about 30 kids.
But that's just counting the ones in the chest. How many did we say? How many pies have they made in their lifetimes?
Oh well. How
What
old?
matters is that we got
Get the three.
those kids out, and you saved all of them.
I saved.
I did. I saved all of them, didn't I?
I did.
I saved them all. I
did
saved them all, Cat. Right.
Yes, you saved them all, Dane.
But in all honesty, I'll probably go with Senna to the apothecary today and see if maybe they can give me something.
God, I hate mornings.
God, did Senna help? Did Senna do anything last night? I know we talked about the
I
lesser
slept through
restoration.
that shit because you were so annoying.
She helped.
Are you feeling
Out of character, she helped. In character, you feel as if no one tried to wake you up because you slept through the entire night.
Yeah. Did y'all? My stomach kind of hurts. Did I get punched again?
Yes.
Yeah,
Eldred splashed your tummy.
Did I get punched again?
she offered to, but I said no.
I mean,
Did punch your stomach though.
I
That's
mean,
one.
We did punch your stomach.
I'm kind of apprehensive to having. How close to my chest, Cat?
Like right.
Skin
right
to
on it?
skin.
Like right there.
I-
That's a little scary. I thought maybe like from across, like you're like you're standing above me, but right on me. That's a little.
It only does a it only does a D10 damage. Come on, Dane. Don't be a pussy.
I've basically only got 3d10 health.
But you would have been fine. And this is all in character. A cat said D10, just unbeknownst to anybody else. She was like, "It's only D10 damage. Come on."
Yeah, no, so yeah, that's thanks. Doom, you look tired.
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night. Like
Damn.
you're okay, so everything's fine.
Physically, I'm okay. I'm
Right now, yes, six
I'll-
you specifically are suffering from one level of exhaustion.
Yeah, so I'll take naps when I can.
You should probably. I know it sucks to say, but you should probably just kind of skip out on that church and probably go to bed.
Yeah, I think it's already done. I see people outside walking away.
You should probably just lay down. I give him back his really dirty, like the original duster, and I'm like, maybe use this as a blanket, get really comfy. I know what it means to you.
taste like, no, you need it more.
Okay, I try to put it on.
It doesn't fit.
And I'm like, like, have you ever put on a jacket that's too small for you, where your arms are like locked?
You ever seen Tommy Boy?
That one. I gotta take it off. I gotta thank you, and I tie it around my waist.
It's like it's like if you were to tie like a flannel that was too small on you.
It's like, now I've got 2 really dirty things from Noom that I can never lose.
You're a very busty boy.
And yeah, I go and I walk downstairs to see if breakfast is ready.
Oh shit, breakfast!
Yeah,
That's
do you go downstairs? These guys are.
As I'm walking by, I just rip an absolute fat one where Senna's head is.
Just crop dust her. Oh jeez.
I'm already standing at this point, but okay.
I still do it wherever your head was at.
Yeah. While they're going downstairs, before they go down, he catches Arcs and goes, "Wake me up before you guys go. I'm gonna try to catch up a little bit of sleep if I can."
Okay, buddy. See you in a little bit. Jenna.
Okay, so Dane, you go downstairs, and it looks like the 2 boys are here at the counter having breakfast. They're having a plate of eggs, and you see Rick Tavio is up. Is up, and he accepts or Jacques is standing there and hands Rick Tavio a bag, and Rick Tavio says says thank you very kindly, and he walks over and pats Dane's back and just goes, "Sleep well," and just walks out the door.
Watch him leave. I go, that guy's. I whisper to the. What's this one's name? Claude.
Yeah, it's Claude.
I whisper. I go, Claude. That guy's an asshole.
Don't teach my children these words.
Claude. That guy's a meanie.
What does asshole mean?
Claude.
What is that?
Claude. That's it's a bad word. If you, it's like saying the devil's name. So don't ever say it again.
We will get hung if we do.
Yes.
So that is not good. And Nina says, you don't get hung for saying the devil's name, but it is still not good. You should still not say it. It's very bad. Jaco gets him some breakfast.
Jacques,
And
I want bacon.
Do you have any
Right
cookies?
up.
What'd you say?
He goes,
Cookies? Do you have like a crepe? A crepe?
Crepe?
"Eh, what?
Do you have a crepe?
Crepes?
I don't know what this word is."
It's like a really thin, like. Don't worry about
Pancake.
it. I'll take some
Toilet
bacon.
this morning.
It's a thin pancake.
I don't know
Alright,
what
Ricky
pancakes
Bobby.
are.
Oh, sugar.
I'll take bacon, please.
Okay. He goes out, gets you some breakfast. I feel like I'm focusing a little bit too much on every single detail of the day, so I'm gonna try and speed past some of these things. Unless you guys want to like hang on to anything in RP for any like specific things. So you just stop me if you want. Were you saying something, Dumas?
No,
Dane?
I was over here coughing.
I couldn't tell if you were trying to say something and then like started to die and then couldn't say it.
I was just sitting here, and then all of a sudden, I think when I used the beanie, and I think when I put it in my mouth, I did breathe in right before I screamed. So I think like a little bit of fuzz like flew into the back of my throat.
Sad. Before we end this session, what do you guys you guys talk about plans for the day?
I
Noom
mean,
is upstairs. Noom is upstairs sleeping.
I don't know if I feel like I don't know if Kat feels comfortable making kind of plans for this group. Like she knows how to run a cookie empire, but I don't know if she knows how to run our adventure. So
Kat,
I
don't worry.
would more or less wait for Noom to wake up.
Kat, look, if you have anything you want to do, tell it to Noom. If Noom thinks it's a good idea, we'll do it.
He's asleep. He's asleep.
We just gotta wait then. Don't worry, you get used to it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, for Six to get his long rest and relieve his exhaustion, he's gonna have to sleep through the rest of the morning.
I'm just chilling there then.
So what'd you give? What was that elf's name again? I'm really bad. I feel so bad. I don't remember these guys' names.
Rictavio.
So what was that? What was that going on with Rictavio there?
Oh, he had my loins on fire, but after that,
Night.
oh, something. Oh,
It turned to the. Well, fuck. What was her name again?
Nina.
Hey Nina, what's going on with Rictavio? What was that bag exchange for?
Every morning and evening, he gets an apple and a wolf steak from Jacques, and he takes it and he says he goes and feeds it to his toy maker friend and the monkey.
Well, hold on. Is the monkey at the toy maker shop?
Something like that. I don't know the exact details about this monkey. I'm
Okay,
not
this-
even sure what they. He came in with this little chatty animal, and we said no, cannot stay here.
Real
He says
fuzzy.
he took it, and the toy man takes care of it.
It kind of like went ooh, 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 like those kind of noises.
Jesus Christ.
It sounds about right.
Oh yeah, that's a monkey, all right. Go. I'll slap a gold piece on the table and slide across and go. I want a bag with a wolf steak and an apple in it, then please.
Smart.
Very well.
Smart.
She goes over and she tells Jacques. And he gets to work preparing the wolf steak for you. Yeah, and he comes back with a bag with an apple and wolf steak.
Cool. That's all I cared about. I just want to know what the bag was for. We can move on to other people.
I have
Does anyone
nothing
else
here.
want to make morning plans? Okay. Are you all waiting until Six wakes up at like towards lunchtime?
I
Yes.
Probably.
I did say wait until you guys go. Whenever you do that, go and wake me up.
Do we want to go to the
You
toy
want to go to the
maker?
alchemist or the?
Yeah. We'll go to the
We
toy
want to
maker
go to
and
the
then come
alchemist,
back.
the church, and the toy maker.
Not an alchemist,
Well, I think-
an apothecary.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
What's the
Um,
difference?
a lot, but we can get into that later. So toy maker, and then come back, wake Noom up, and then apothecary for the next day.
That sounds good to me.
I think it's got to be the next day. We could probably go to the apothecary today as well after we wake him up.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
Shouldn't it?
for today, not for the next day. I misspoke. I think we got our plans.
I'm done. Go.
Okay. With that, then we will go ahead and end our session and start up with you guys going to Blinsky's. You did say that you were gonna go and do that before waking Six up. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We will start with that next session then. That's end session 10. Did you
Nice.
guys want to stick around for at least a couple minutes for the after show?
Fuck yeah, dude! I gotta talk about my favorite part.
Well, I'm talking specifically to Jake and Savannah.
We can stick
Hey.
around for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I forgot they have family there.
They have family over.
Boom. All right, so I switched us to our Zooms, so now everybody can see your full faces.
Do you think, Jake? Introduce us.
Oh yeah, this is the show that happens after the show. Some call it the post show. Some call it the show that's just, not really the show, but kind of just like the show that happens after the show. I like to call it the after show. And did I mention it happens after the show? This
No,
is
you
where-
hadn't.
Wait, hold on. When does it happen?
before the show. Oh,
That's what I was
I'm
gonna
sorry,
say.
that's wrong. It's after the show. This is the part of the show where we come on.
Oh, duh.
This is the part of the show where we come on. I have a spiel. Shut the fuck up. This is the part of the show where we come on. We talk about everything. We answer your questions in chat if you have any. We talk about the events of the game today. What we did, what we could have done better, anything we regret, anything we liked, and we just kind of make it our own. So feel free to drop questions in the chat. We'll get to them as we get to them, and we will just kind of start. So I like to start with a question to the gang, here. What was your favorite part of today's episode? We can start with Rance.
Thomas's dream sequence, hands down. Oh my god.
They're always so fucking.
Do you guys want a little insight into how I came up with that?
Yes.
Yes.
It was basically a dream I had myself. I was going to sleep one night. I actually had this prepped for last session too, in case we ended that day, last session. So this was like a week and a half ago. I was like falling asleep in bed. I don't know if it was like a dream or just like an idea in semi-consciousness, but I like that whole scene just like played itself out to me. And I jolted awake whenever I thought of it. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's so good. And I grabbed my phone, turned on my voice recorder, and just like narrated it out. And I still have that on my phone of like the original narration of that. And I was like, oh, Dane's going to shit himself. And I turned it off and immediately went to sleep. And the next morning I had to go back and listen to it. I was like, okay, what the fuck was that idea?
Was that real? Dude, it was so fucking
Nice.
good. I'm sorry I kind of interrupted it when I said these kids need some lotion.
No, that was funny.
All right.
But like, at the
If it
time-
wasn't funny, I'd be upset, but it was pretty funny. So good
better,
job, Dan.
maybe a better question. Does anybody have a favorite part that wasn't that part?
I
or
liked
any big
when
highlights
Senna
there.
walked up to that kid and we're like, it was like, so your parents are dead, huh?
Yeah, that was good.
It's like,
That was really good.
what?
Like that, I got to punch Dane in the stomach again.
Dude,
Yeah.
man, it's like 3 episodes in a row.
I'm interested. What so he's some sort of fiend. I wish I knew more about D&D races. I don't really know what that entails. I just like
Maybe
so
that's a good thing.
tieflings are fiends, right?
That's a good question.
Kobe, I'm asking you.
That's a good
who's
question.
Currently playing
That's a good
tiefling.
question. That's a good question. We should probably ask
I
The
Dad and
tiefling.
Stepdad here.
don't think so.
I don't think so.
They're considered humanoids.
Hang on, I could Google.
Tieflings are classed as humanoids, not fiends.
There we go.
And technically it appears to be a bloodline curse, not even having any fiendish blood.
There we go.
I took that from D&D Beyond.
I
took
just
that-
smell. I technically don't even smell like a fiend. I technically smell like Faye.
You smell like a fart. Let's be honest.
I was
Oh.
gonna bring out your mom joke to
'Cause you're
that,
scared
but
of the dark and you stink like a fart. You guys know that song?
What is that from?
No.
That seems familiar.
Don't get us
Almost-
DMCA'd, man.
I'll send it to the chat. You.
All right. Okay, yeah, lots of good highlights from this episode, I think. Another question I had for the group, what do you guys think is going on with Milivosh? So he's got this necrotic sickness coming over him. He stole some dude's bones. Are they related?
I don't think it.
Yeah.
I think-
Why did
yeah,
he
I think
steal the
that's
bones?
related.
Did the fiendish, being that is making him sick force him to steal the bones?
You
I
know
bet
what,
Felix is a conduit for the devil.
he might
Do
have
you think-
stolen the bones, thinking.
Yeah.
You know, he might.
Do you think
He might have
Felix
been
is a
sick
red
already,
herring?
thinking maybe if he stole the bones.
No, I think
I-
Felix is like an actual conduit for like the devil to like keep an eye on redheaded redheaded children
I don't know.
that he can groom.
I think Felix might be a red herring for another.
Another
Thing.
quest line? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Senna doesn't know this, but Jake does, obviously, because I'm a player. But he just goes up there and sits by the window. Did Thomas, I may have missed this, but did you explain like what he was looking at? Or what's outside the window?
You looked out the window and couldn't see, and
Yeah.
the characters who were there looked out the window and couldn't see anything significant.
Does it just go into like a street with some other houses, or what's the scenery like over there?
Yeah,
I know.
you can see the side street. You can see some of the houses and buildings that are nearby.
Okay.
That's an important note. Dude, I fucking love just like the minute you had like you can't save them all. I was like, that doesn't sound like I was like,
That
did
was
Thomas.
so
I was like,
good.
I was like, did Thomas and Rance
That's a-
like plan that?
No,
that was
no,
all
Rance had
him.
no idea.
That's a
I
convenient.
was just like, I was like,
it's a convenient use of Twitch there, buddy. You get
I was like,
to grab
yeah.
those audio snippets.
Yeah, I pulled up the Twitch recording, and I got to that point, and I just like held my phone voice recorder up to the up to my TV, and I was like, sick.
it was so fucking good. I was just like,
That was really good. I love that so much. Oh my
like
can't
I was
save
like
them all.
in the moment. You
Well,
know what I mean?
Rance,
Like, seeing-
I learned about vision sequences from the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for those on
good.
the Twitch audience, Rance in the top left corner here, he DM'd our last game. Hi, puppy. I'm so sorry. He DM'd our last game, and he would tie all our bat stories into the campaign like a true dungeon master. And he gave us wicked dream sequences. Well,
I
specifically
actually was
Savannah.
originally planning on
Savannah,
yeah,
get wicked
I was
dream
planning on
sequences.
not doing vision sequences. Lori wants to see the puppy.
Then
I was
ate the
originally planning on
pie.
not doing vision sequences,
affection.
and then I think it was honestly like not too far before we started the campaign that I decided, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, that I decided that when you guys entered the mist, that you guys would see with visions, and that went just so well that I was like, yeah, we're gonna
They're so fun, aren't they?
we're gonna
I
keep
love
doing
them
we're gonna
so
keep doing
much.
this.
You're like, I'm hoping I can keep doing this, and then Dane ate the pie.
Oh, Dane ate the pie. Tisla took the curse. Oh,
Dude, they're so fucking good because, like, even though everybody could hear it, it's like, this is me.
mm,
Dude,
yeah, that was so good.
got a problem. I went from sea shanties to Russian rap.
Sea shanty.
Yeah.
I'm being
Oh, it's a
serious.
puppy.
Aww.
Oh,
so
It's
cute.
that's a
Murphy.
puppy.
Oh yeah, the camera.
Is it a girl
What's
or
that?
a boy?
Boy, his name is Murphy.
It looks like
Hi,
a girl
Murphy.
dog.
Well, I mean, did y'all let the dog decide?
It's not our
What a-
dog.
what a
I
good
don't know.
dog.
When are you guys gonna get a dog of your own?
When Jake actually plans things out with it instead of going, yeah, we'll figure out him paying the pet deposit, and he'll figure
I
out
want-
the other things.
So bad.
I was not. I will say, for
Murphy
some
will
DM
not be-
commentary, I was not expecting you guys to go back to the. Did I really invite you guys to dinner at the orphanage?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
I have no memory of that. And I was not anticipating that you would do that at all.
Yeah, I
That's-
think,
Come back later.
yeah,
Hey,
because
that's
like,
Really, really well.
because we said we were gonna go back to like we were gonna go get
That
our money
night,
minted and then come back and make a donation, and then it was what's the little girl's name that we saved?
Myrtle.
Myrtle was like, "Do you want to come back? Like, are you gonna come back and like eat with us or something like that?"
I don't remember. I thought she just said, "Are you gonna come back and visit?" Just like a blanket invitation.
Shit, I can't remember. Maybe that's what it was.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but
So
you fucking-
I
you played it
got a
off great.
question. Dude, you killed that sequence. I got a question for Thomas.
Mhm.
So you private messaged me. You said there was a very, very, very little chance that.
Nope, didn't happen.
Yeah. So could
Not
you
there
give
yet.
me? Could you give me a hint? Oh, okay.
Nope.
So it can still happen.
I asked your permission, and you said it was fine. So that is all. That is all you're getting.
Okay.
That's all
Um,
you're getting.
Okay. Never mind.
I was honestly on the fence about direct messaging you about that at all, but I wanted to get permission, and you, said that
didn't-
was fine.
you-
so
as a player, you do not need permission to do anything to my character. You remember the whole I gave you my character sheet the last time you ran a game for us?
I do. Yeah, I do remember that.
Was
And
was
look where it got you.
was that a surprise to you?
What that you would voluntarily that you would have Alistair sacrifice himself?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking about?
Yes.
Yes. I would say it was not a surprise. I saw it as an unlikelihood.
Did you did you plan on Alistair
That's
being...
why I doubled down and specifically said are you sure you want to do this? Like, I was like, do you as a player understand
Yes.
that the choice he is
I
making
understood.
is going to kill him?
I understood.
Because I wasn't overall I wasn't expecting you to actually make that decision.
Man, all my characters are like altruistic. I'll be real. They it's hard not to play a good character. I don't get it. I don't understand how Dane and Kat exist. Like, well, actually, Kat, you've been showing a lot of like goodness, but I think it's just the kit that Reek. I think Reek is just making all your goodness come out.
That was honestly more of a surprise than Alistair choosing to sacrifice himself. I gotta say, that's something I just can't predict.
I don't know, man. I don't know why. I don't know why I gravitated to the kid. I think it's just because, again, like I said last time, he's just a blank canvas. I can be like, hey, you want to do this? He's like, sick. All right, cool. Let's do it. Then.
You like him because he doesn't say no to you?
That's kind of rapey.
Is that what it is?
It's not rapey. I'm taking care of the boy. I'm carrying him. I'm giving him whatever he needs.
Jake, you had you were mid question. I interrupted you. Something about Alistair dying in plans and something.
Yeah. So that game or that camp mini adventure ended with one of our players having to combat a wicked witch in this ritual. We had 3, if you count. I guess all of us were spellcasters. I was a wizard, so I was a full spellcaster. Dane is a sorcerer. He was a full spellcaster. We had the half-caster paladin. I think blood, whatever blood. Dude.
Not a caster subclass. I'm martial.
Martial. Okay.
Ish.
Okay. So it would have been between Alistair and then Savannah's character Arcs, Kobe's character Dane, and Jared's character Kat. Did you think one of us would have been more likely to do that ritual? And how do you think each person would have done it?
Okay, that's a good question. I will say that moving forward in this conversation, that I will talk about what my plans were ahead of time, as a sort of likelihood, or what my thoughts were, but not necessarily what could have been, because I like to make decisions mean something for you as players, not just as characters. But in regards to who would do the ritual, I was pretty convinced that Alistair would do it. And I feel like I actually steered my rhetoric for Mustachio to suggest for you to do it. And for him, it just sort of made sense simply because you were the more educated of the bunch. And that if anyone was going to learn it, that it would be him. If there was another cleric or a specifically devout religious caster, then they would be another good option. It's simply about who was the most capable of doing that sort of thing from his sort of read. And so he sort of steered towards teaching it to you, even though you doubled back and said, wait, well, everyone should learn it just in case. And yes, they did, but ultimately I had the feeling that was going to more fall onto Alistair's onto Alistair's role because he was most equipped to do so.
You okay over there, Tumis?
What just happened?
Oh, fuck.
Are you okay, bud?
I almost died.
Oh, did the curtain rod fall down or something?
No, it's one of those those pocket staffs.
Oh. No, actually, I don't know.
Oh, so
I have TikTok.
Don't get us banned from Twitch because you die on stream.
No, I got it before they were on TikTok, but it looks like this, and then you push down and it extends to a staff.
Oh,
is
magic.
Is that shillelagh?
What?
Oh, shillelagh.
Lily!
So I was fucking with it and I accidentally had it go off. Well, I couldn't catch it in time. This thing fucking hurts when it extends.
Oh, really? The powerful spring-loaded metal object hurts when it hits you.
And so it fucking flew up felt like an inch from my face. It just fucking flew behind me. I saw my whole life flash before my eyes. Just
okay. Back to.
All I saw was it fly past him, and then the look on his face afterwards.
Back to our D&D game.
Sorry about that.
So something big happened today, or this past night. We leveled up.
Something big happened? Oh, that.
Yeah, you guys
I've
have.
already fixed my character sheet for that.
When do we level up? What the fuck?
I mentioned it in chat. Do you read
Oh.
chat?
I'm
I
sorry, I
don't
haven't.
read
I apologize.
I mentioned
was
it
a
like
while
a
ago.
week ago.
He said as soon as we long
weeks
rest,
ago,
we'll
actually.
level up.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have been. This is your 5th day in Barovia now.
The experience
You guys
points are
ha-
raining in.
You
Sorry.
guys have fought werewolves when you first entered. Well, you fought werewolves before you entered. You fought zombies. You confronted a morally gray situation, even though you left it very morally. Even though you decided on a morally gray path to get away from it.
We're breaking promises.
And you spent a few days on the road. You fought some witches and rescued some kids. And now that you are in the comfort of civilization and with a nice bed, the knowledge, strength, and abilities that you've gained over the past week or so are finally coming together in a natural, seamless way, not just a I go to sleep and wake up stronger sort of way. But yeah, when we start next session, you guys will have leveled up. Whenever Six wakes up, then he will have leveled up.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping you wouldn't go back to sleep, just so that like you could be leveled below everyone else for like a day.
I would have thought that would be funny.
Yeah, when you asked Arcs if they were gonna stay awake too, I was like, he's gonna separate our levels, isn't he?
Only for a day.
Yeah. And we haven't seen combat in a while, so I mean, it's not like. I mean, obviously there are other ways to, get hurt, die, stuff, but.
Dane's been combating his addiction.
Dane's been really fighting, dude.
Did the
fight his heart out with this?
So he stopped yelling, but it didn't actually help too much. I'm
It
sorry.
stopped the symptoms, but it didn't stop the disease.
Okay.
From what you could tell.
So, sounds like we need to maybe go visit that Abbey at some point.
Guys, now that I'm at level 6, I can do 4 Eldritch Blast in one turn.
I don't know what I'm gonna do at level 6. I've got to look at all 4 of my infusions.
I have extra attacks,
All 3
so
of
I
my
get to attack
infusions.
twice instead of once, and I'll just
You only get 1 spell per turn.
That's bullshit. All right, fuck this shit. I want to get Eldritch Blast. Bullshit.
I get Aura of Protection, so if you stay within 10 feet of me, you automatically get +4 on every saving throw.
But then we have to smell you.
If we get to level 18, it's 30 feet.
That's true. You guys actually have to stay together in combat instead of running off in your own directions.
I mean, you can still run off. I just can't help you with my aura.
Oh, that kind of fucking sucks.
I'm gonna off stream. I'm gonna message you guys about the different magical items I could create. The different artificer
Is mayonnaise
infusions.
one of them?
Well, the alchemy judges.
Mayonnaise an artificer instrument?
That's pretty cool.
There's quite a few, and I kind of want some help selecting, because I could pretty much buff any of you with an item. So.
Ooh, me? Because I totally probably don't actually need it, but I want it.
If there's one thing Six needs, it's an item that gives him more damage.
More damage. Okay.
Maybe you should do something to help with your ouchies.
I have a question for you guys. Did any of you pick up on any of the hints I was dropping with Felix before Dane did his Eldritch Beacon?
Eldritch is a dickhead.
What do you mean hints? We don't really know too much about him except for that he's not normal.
I feel like
so the initial subtle thing was just like his behavior in regards to his situation, his parents dying, his nonchalance around it.
I had a rough idea.
Is very sort of distinct from everyone else. Also, the fact that that Six lit up his path of dawn.
That's
and he flinched hard.
After I did that, I felt it was off. Rance did, but Six was like, "Oh shit, this is a little kid. He's scared a little bit."
I still don't know what fiend means, so I don't really know, what was up with him. I mean, obviously I felt, he was nonchalant about his parents dying. There are weird people out there, but I don't know. Maybe I have
still am just so in love with the fact that Six gave him a vial of acid. 1, and 2, whenever they were like, "Why did you do that?" His defense was, "I thought he was a kid, not a fiend." That was beautiful.
It was indeed beautiful.
Really, that was a really chef's kiss move on you for that.
Puppy.
Really terrific.
See you later. Well. Oh, hi, puppy. What do you want? He keeps coming in the room and leaving. Let's see. I'm always the one asking questions. Anybody else have some stuff we can talk about?
Never.
Never.
Well, thank you, Savannah.
Never.
You're welcome. I don't have any questions.
Did everybody answer what their favorite moment was?
I think you
Everything
did.
in the orphanage, honestly.
I was not just like you guys go into the orphanage for dinner, but we spent 2 hours there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that is riveting gameplay. All right.
It was all good, and it all added to the story.
If you guys have fun, I am thrilled. I also had fun. So
Are we okay? Last kind of question for me before I think of another question. Are we moving at the pace that you want us to, or was today a little slow?
So when we started Curse of Strahd, I sort of tried to dump my idea of an ideal pace, because Curse of Strahd is sandboxy in such a way that you can't really go too fast or too slow, especially because this is supposed to be, a major campaign, and it was sort of different from Trouble of Ruin, because Trouble of Ruin was supposed to just introduce your characters and give them a little bit of motivation to be a group, and get you and create a bridge to Curse of Strahd. I feel like I was pushing you guys in that mini adventure. But as soon as we start Curse of Strahd, I wanted to completely take my foot off the gas and let you guys drive. My expectations, I think, was to move a little bit faster with this, but I'm not upset that it's antithetical to my expectations. That being said, with me leaving and not being able to continue to DM for several months coming in May, I'm in that position again where I want to get as much developed in the plot as possible until then, with us only having now 10 sessions or so left. But at the same time, I don't want to push things because I feel like that stresses the party, and I don't want us to do that. I want it to I want us to have as good of a collective experience as possible, and knowing that even though it's going to be a long time before I can pick it up again, I will pick it up again eventually. So I don't know if that answered your question. I feel like I just talked for a while. While.
That answers my question. I'm really good at probing people for more information. I'm not so good about giving information myself. So,
Vallaki is known to drag. I will say this out of character.
Now
Vallaki is known to drag.
Is it sort of like a hub city where we leave and then come back to it whenever we want, or how should we treat it?
That depends on your actions.
Okay.
It can be, but it might not be. But your first few days, I would say, in Vallaki is known to be a drag, or to drag out, I should say, not be a drag. It's known to drag out. And it is notoriously hard on lesser experienced DMs because of that. The first day, especially the first day or two, because if you guys haven't noticed, I've dropped a lot of hooks. There's a lot of locations you're developing into this new urban setting, trying to feel your way about things, and with where you go and how you've had conversations, you're getting hooks thrown at you left and right. If you were a normal person in this sort of situation, you wouldn't necessarily be seeing these as hooks. You're just learning things. But because of the way that the game style of Dungeons & Dragons is set up, you're receiving a bunch of offers without the actual like context to follow them yet. As the next couple sessions develop, it's going to get a little bit easier, but the first day and a half in Vallaki is definitely a little bit rough. But I feel like starting next session, it's going to get easier and easier. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have been able to pick that up at all, or if it's just like me isolatedly feeling that.
Question.
I mean,
oh, go ahead. I've been talking too much.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
more of a statement. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't.
How do you feel, Jared? Tell me.
Are you happy?
Oh,
Are you
Jared, spit it
sad?
out. What are you trying to say there?
Do you need to fart?
It's slow. We're doing a lot of talking.
It is.
I'm ready to fight some hoes.
Yeah, there's not enough fighting for me.
Which, listen, I love growing and talking. And I think I need it a lot, honestly, in terms of like my character growth and everything. I'm just like, I want to fight somebody. I want to put someone in the dirt.
I've honestly enjoyed how much roleplay there's been.
I'm not saying I haven't enjoyed it. I'm just saying I miss the fight.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
yeah,
not good at
again,
roleplay,
that's
so-
a part of why. Number one, that's a part of why Vallaki tends to drag for people is
No
because
encounters.
you're entering an urban area where if you weren't there, it would still be how it is right now. So that's definitely going to be a challenge for people who are more combat oriented. Number two, Savannah, you not being good at roleplay should see this as an opportunity to improve yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, stop making me and Rance pull the weight.
No, you guys say you pull the weight, but I really do think that I've seen a lot more from Jared and
Yeah,
Tumas
Jared and
with their
Tumas have both
characters.
been killing it.
I feel like that's
The more I pay attention, I'm definitely seeing equal amounts of contribution from Ron, and I'm really liking the sort of cohesiveness that's developing as opposed to like somewhat like one or two people like leading everything. There's a couple situations where like everyone's sort of like doing a character thing where they're hanging back or they're charging ahead and not being like really with the group or everything, which in context is completely understandable, but big picture wise, it's pretty balanced. A little bit less from Savannah, but yeah, she knows that.
She's got her thing. She's got her thing.
I've liked it because I feel like it's also like contributing to like the other campaign I'm in with where Rance is naming that one. I feel like I've been a lot more into the roleplay in these past few sessions than what I normally have been
Oh, we've been in that campaign
for a while.
So yeah, I mean, you seem pretty on pace with what that one was.
It's true.
It took you a while to get into severe.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I haven't played as much D&D as y'all, so like no. I want to go in there and fight, and then so basically my actual second fucking campaign, there was me and one other guy who knew more about D&D than the other two, so I was like, fuck, I really gotta kind of step it up and stuff.
Be a leader, yeah.
So like that, and then and then this one being a lot of role play right off the bat. It's like I feel like it's been good for helping me with how I want to start playing D&D as opposed to how I have been playing D&D.
I'm definitely a very roleplay heavy player in general. This is what I like about D&D is the collective storytelling. So that's definitely going to be my bread and butter. And that's what I'm going to fall back into. And Curse of Strahd specifically is a roleplay heavy campaign. And if I feel like I should have mentioned that in session 0, and if I didn't, I apologize.
You did.
But
No, you
did.
You 100% did.
Yeah, if you should have. I wouldn't have played. I'm just kidding.
I just want to make sure that everyone was clear that this was going to have less combat. A, because it's Curse of Strahd, and B, because I'm the one DMing.
Oh, dude, I
but
fucking
there's
loved it.
it's not going to be roleplay forever. There will be combat. I'm gonna hopefully try, because I think one of the fallbacks with Curse of Strahd is that it goes from like a long stretches of roleplay to insanely hard combat. As you guys have seen in your past couple rare combat encounters, they haven't been ones where you've been like, fuck yeah, I'm a badass adventurer, like destroying all these monsters. You've been like, oh my god, this is terrifying. We're going to die. And that's kind of like a balance issue with the combat. And I'm hopefully you guys are at a point where it doesn't stay like that forever. But
Oh, dude,
we'll
I've liked
see.
it.
Because I
I've
don't
liked
want to
having
throw
my life
monsters
on
at
the
you and be
line.
like, okay, we have to eventually run away from this. I want you guys to feel like you're doing good things and that you're strong and that you're capable and that you have capable characters.
I mean, strength comes from these adverse times, right? So experiencing weakness is how you build the strength. You see that, hey, I failed at this combat encounter last time. Time has passed. This time I didn't fail, right? It's part of, growth and growing as a
That's true. It's like, I mean, it
character,
was
so.
like the comparing the wolf combat to the witch combat is that you guys killed all the wolves, but Dane felt like he really did not good at all in that combat. And you guys went to the witches, didn't kill any of them, had to run away from them, and yet felt like Dane specifically felt like they did better in that combat scenario.
Yes,
so.
you did that. You did that cool dodge, man.
Dude.
The Matrix
That
I
dodge.
still
combat-
think about
Because
that.
like honestly, like in real life, I was sad about the wolf one, and then
Yeah,
we do the
I
fucking
know.
witch one, and it fucking fucking refilled my tank. I was like, this right, yeah, hell yeah. I didn't have
All right.
words.
I hate
That
to
dodge, the counter spell, that was all good.
I hate to start
good.
wrapping this up. Any last minute thoughts?
It's been 30
for-
minutes. Does anyone have any? I was gonna say final
Yeah,
thoughts, comments, questions.
Love you all.
I love you all.
It's great. It's helping me. I know how I roleplay as a DM, but I have no idea how I roleplay as a player. So this is really helping me.
Rance,
For
you're
sure.
a,
And
you're a
we are now
storyteller.
10 sessions in, which I feel like is a good opportunity for me to
Hi,
do a
Murphy.
little bit of like one-on-oneing with you guys and your
You
characters.
found a cat toy, huh?
So I'll private message you guys over the next week about that sort of thing, just to talk. That you guys aren't in trouble.
Are you sure? It sounds like I'm in trouble.